It's Gorilla time.
All right, first and foremost, of course, we give all praises, honor, and glory unto the Most High God, Yahweh. We do so in the name of His only begotten Son, who the world calls Christ, Yahweh Shai. Before we get into this week's episode, we want to give a special shout out to our sponsor and talk about a very important project that they're working on. And it's a documentary, or TV series rather, called Harlem Hellfighters. To give y'all a little background, it's about the Harlem Rattlers, which were an actual military regiment, an all-black military regiment that's not very well known, but is very historical, so I'm going to read a little bit about them. Say, many people of color have fought and died for this country, only for many men in their stories to fall in obscurity. The 369th Regiment of the Rainbow Brigade, the Harlem Rattlers, as known by their regimental name, this distinguished army group was a monumental force, a story of heroism rarely revealed today, would be known by their foes as the Hellfighters for their unrelenting fighting capabilities and prevailing values. From the beginning, this regiment and many others like it faced many trials and tribulations. The war would continue to be at large, fighting racism at their own home front among its own nation and the other abroad against Europe and France. As told by the War Department in the year 1917, that black was not a color in the rainbow had since endured the mountainous adversity to be overcame. Known as the Great War, World War I, the French would attribute its success based on the 369th Regiment of the 93rd Division of the 15th Infantry. So literally, the French actually attribute the victory of this war to this particular regiment, which I'm sure, prior to the brother reaching out to me in regards to the sponsorship opportunity, I've never heard of, right? So one of many black regiments that we just never heard of. Most we know about is who? The Tuskegee Airmen? Yeah. Everybody knows about them, but there's was a lot of other ones, especially during these times, of a lot of segregation in the military. So the black regiments were literally their own black regiments, but we don't hear about them. So this is a very important project. He has a Kickstarter campaign where he's trying to raise $33,000. He presently has 33 backers. All right, we'll provide the link in the description, etc. And I believe this is a very important project. And I encourage everybody to go support. This is an all or nothing Kickstarter project, meaning if it does not receive 100% funding, everybody will be refunded and they won't move forward with it. So it's not like if they don't reach it or, they're just going to put money in their pockets. This is a sincere brother who's sincerely attempting to get this story told. So I encourage everybody to go support, pledge, if it's on your heart, etc., this project. But now, with that, we have a special guest tonight. Got our brother, Soldier Nashar. He's been a soldier a little while, been around us a little while, through the spirit of the Most High. And, he's got a very interesting story. Like all of us got interesting stories. Yeah. We can sit any brother on the couch and talk to them about their testimony, and they'll tell us, what the Most High has personally worked in their life and what He's brought them through and how He's brought them into His marvelous light through the Spirit of God. So, this is a brother who we certainly want to highlight. Again, this brother we've been around. You've been around like a year, a little over a year, something like that. A year, yeah. Pass me the water. That's how I shot. He's been around like a little over a year. Been a soldier a couple months now, right? So all praise Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. We want to get into a story. Interesting brother. So he pops up. He pops up on the scene. I hear a little bit about him before I even meet him. And then through he and I conversations, we find out that we spent a considerable amount of our adolescence in the same area. You know what I'm saying? So, right. We could start there, growing up in Oceanside, California. You know what I mean? Let's start there.
Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all having me. Like the brother brought out, we all have testimonies. Mine's not any bigger or any more special than the next, man. It's just, we here, so, brothers or anybody can relate to it, and that's just what it is, right? But, started off, I'm from San Diego, California. Oceanside to be exact, the Big O, San Diego County, Tri-City area. Shout out to them. But, yeah, man, so, you know, my dad, you know, he's from New York. You know, all my family on my dad's side is from the New York area. My mom's side is all from the New Jersey tri-state area. My mom left New Jersey when she was 15. My dad left to go to the military, Camp Pendleton, when he was 17.
So all the black people get those jobs.
So that's how I probably would have been somewhere on the East Coast, but you know, Laura put me in the West Coast, so you know, I was born there, Tri-City Hospital, and you know, it was a good experience, man. You know, like a lot of us, in the truth, or just, you know, us as, you know, Israel, we all grew up and down situations, but it was interesting growing up there just because, you know, it was a different dynamic there, right? You had, you know, you had the blacks, you had the whites, you had the Mexicans, so-called, you know, you had all these different groups, but it was kind of like a melting pot. You saw racism, but it wasn't really like that. You know what I mean? You know, everybody was kind of hanging out with everybody, and then, you know, obviously you have a lot of the gang culture that was influenced there too as well, especially back when I was growing up. You know, growing up in the '90s. You know, and yeah, man. So you know, it was an interesting time growing up there. A lot of things that, you know, to see and witness at that time.
Yeah, definitely. So, like, as far as, you know, what you gravitated to, because I mean, I personally know, from what you shared with me, you know, it's your siblings, right? And then your siblings go one way, you go another way. So, you know, if you can elaborate on that.
Yeah, of course. So, you know, I didn't meet my dad till I was 10.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it was one of them situations, right? And that was just through, I met him just by chance, 'cause my mom seen a mutual friend of my dad's later down the line.
Wow.
Yeah, like, it was crazy, but...
what was that like?
You know what? Funny enough, I was talking to him on the phone a lot, and, you know, we kind of established a rapport over maybe like a month or two, and then when he wanted to come down to come see me, I remember like yesterday, as soon as I opened the door, I was like, Dad, you know, it was just that almost like filling a void in your life, like, oh, I have a dad. He's physically right there.
Yeah, there he is.
Like, there he is. Like, I can identify with something now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't just my mom.
And here's what's crazy, right? You saying that. So, everybody has noticed, but I have an older brother, right? Has a different mother than me. And my father and her made the decision to give him up for adoption when he was like 4 or 5. So when he runs into my dad, he's like early to mid 20s. And you know, he sees my dad and it's the same thing, like, Dad.
Yeah.
And my dad is like kind of like this, because this is a grown ass man who I don't know.
Right.
And he's like, you know, he's becoming dad like a kid.
Yeah.
If it's me or my brother, he know, because he remembers us as kids. You know what I mean? He still like, you know, he still looks at us like that. But for him, that was, to him, you know, he expressed to me how difficult it was to embrace him like that. Yeah. Because this is a grown man I don't know.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And
absolutely.
And I understand, you know, it could sound messed up, but I understand what he was saying when he told me that. But, you know, to see, like you said, you're seeing it at 10, so, you know, it's a 10-year-old, you know what I mean? So I could, you know, embrace that. Right, but go ahead.
No, that's good, because just to kind of expound on that a little bit, at the time, you know what I'm saying, my mom got remarried. So I was already living with a man in the house, an individual who, you know, he was abusive, you know, and I'm seeing all this thing at 10 years old. My mom is just trying to put it together. She has, you know, another son, my little brother Trevor. But, so I know that there's a man presence in the house. But I'm not identifying with him because that's not my dad. So it was a little bit of that, and then seeing him, it's like, okay, now someone wants me, or I belong to somebody. You know what I'm saying? So, and then there I found out, because you elaborated about brothers. Then I found out that I had 2 brothers. Okay. I didn't know off the bat. You know what I mean? So
so why is it? What causes this rift where you not seeing them? What, they're split? And they just lose contact?
You know what? Just to be really honest with you, I still to this day, I don't have a concrete answer. It's almost like it's taboo. Like nobody wants to speak about it.
Yeah, and that's too much. That's too common of a theme in our families where we've got this stuff that's like, okay, we don't talk about that.
Right.
No, why don't we talk about that?
Right.
This needs to be talked about.
Right.
Why is it like this?
Right. But the only thing I can put together is that my next brother up is only a year apart. You see what I'm saying? You know, my dad was.
We're making deductions.
Now, but you know, the crazy thing about it is that as a child, it's almost like it was embedded in me. Like, yo, don't ask no questions, just keep moving. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, I'm not saying every child or every individual acts like that, but for me at least, it was like, yo, like this is just what it is. I got to keep going, and that's one thing I'll expound on. We'll kind of hit these points later on, but I feel like the Most High blessed me with intuition to the point to where like you just got to keep going. And what's the scripture? You know, this is not your resting place.
Yeah.
Resting place. And it's not. I'm not saying like, you know, I was going out back then, but it's just like, yo, you just got to keep going. You got to. You
got to keep going. And that's kind of so the give and take, or you know, the good and bad of that is that mentality of you have to keep going is good to have.
It's good to have.
And that will give you that mentality.
It is.
You know, and not to just dwell and let these things just weigh you down and hold you back. So that is a positive that can come out of that.
Definitely. And you know, with positives, there always has to have negatives too as well.
It's balanced. The most ideal with balance.
Right. So, you know, and I'll touch on that just a little bit, but I didn't know that having those type of experiences and dealing with those type of emotions and trying to figure them out at a young age to how that would affect me as a man, as an adult, even with my own personal life, with relationships, and maybe not so much friends, because you know how it is growing up in the hood a little bit. You attach to your friends. Yeah. You know, that's all. That's
what you have.
That's what you have. So being able to share love and externally and be able to work through things from a communicative standpoint it doesn't happen.
Yeah, you don't learn it. You learn them lessons late. Right. Real late after a lot of trial and error.
That's right.
And now you're in your 30s, and now maybe if you're lucky, you start to get it in your 30s. You fuck. And you're like, damn, I done blew my 20s.
Right. Now you understand.
Not communicating.
Now you understand the cycles of Deuteronomy, the curse of Deuteronomy 28. But yeah, man. So you know, I found out that I had some brothers, so that was cool. I was real happy about that because just. Look, right? We're all kids, man. All we want is just a family atmosphere. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You going over these people's houses, you know, especially the Edomites. You going over their houses, you seeing how they congregate. You seeing how they move. I mean, we can all testify to that, right?
You see how different their house is,
bro,
than your house.
These are Simones, bro. I remember because that was they like adopted me.
They're a super family, and they will adopt you like that.
Yes, they will.
You know what I mean?
Yes, they
will treat you and all the things.
That's right.
You know that's how they are. They'll embrace like
you
that.
Gonna be Simone coming after that.
Yeah, exactly. For real.
Simone, seriously.
They'll do that.
Seriously.
They've got that culture that's like that. You know what I'm saying? But like Assad is saying, like, especially if you go to Esau's house and you're a kid, you really see, like, this is different than my house. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot different. You can go to certain our people's house and see, but usually when you go to our people's house, you either see that maybe these people, like, okay, they got it worse than us. You know what I'm saying? Like, they a little bit more fucked up than us. Or then you go to somewhere like, damn, they got it maybe a little bit better than us. When you go to Esau, you're like, wait.
It's totally different.
This is a different...
It's totally different.
...atmosphere. Like, the way everything functions is... It's just... It functions.
Right.
That's what it is. Yeah. You have function and you have dysfunction. We are in dysfunction. They're in functionality.
Yeah. And it's like, everybody got problems, right? But it just seems like their problems is more so driven off of, you know, why isn't Becky fucking living up to her standards in her grades or some shit like that? We ain't even worry about that. We're just trying to find out who our damn dad and mom is. Like, God damn, you know what I'm saying? So... you just say something?
Yeah, I just had a quick question because you kind of mentioned, and I think on the West Coast it's kind of the same general theme as, you know, there's a gang of more white people than there are in other parts of the country. So everybody kind of hangs out with everybody, like you said. But when did you start to kind of, I mean, of course you're taught as a child, you know, the N-word and stuff like that, minor stuff, the police, etc. But when did you start to kind of become more conscious of our people's oppression? Like, is there a story or a scenario that you can...
Man, you know what? This might sound crazy, man, but it wasn't until I moved up to L.A., kind of.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I moved to North Hollywood.
Yeah.
You know, I was kind of showing out, kind of fast forwarding a little bit. I was showing out in 5th grade. And by this time, you know what I'm saying, I met my dad 2 years prior. So one thing that I was always happy or proud of my mom doing was that she never denied me from my dad. Like, once my dad was in my life, she never talked bad about him, you know. But I know she was hurting through a lot of different events that happened with them. But because she was a strong woman, because she never wanted to share any of those things, and I get a lot of that. But also too, it kind of messed her up too because she suppressed all that. Like, it took my mom up until 2 years ago to say I love you to me.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it again, but going back to the hey, I gotta just keep pressing. I know she loved me because she loved me by actions, but
yeah,
sometimes you just want to hear that shit.
But you gotta hear it too. But the deeds definitely demonstrate it.
You know what I mean? So moving up to LA, living with my dad, totally different environment. I mean, you know, living in North Hollywood. I was around.
This is 5th grade. So what year is this?
This is 95, bro.
95, man.
Yeah.
North Hollywood is booming at this time.
Yeah, bro.
I don't even know. Is it its own city at that time?
Nah, bro.
Nah, that's still LA.
I'm 2 blocks off of Western. I'm going to an all Armenian school.
Yeah,
There's only 5 black kids in the whole entire school. I'm singing their songs in Armenian, the warriors, like all that, bro.
Wow.
So you talking about going from San Diego to North Hollywood?
Yeah, we don't have Armenians out there
at all. Well, they're probably around, but we don't identify
we don't
as that.
know them. Yeah,
you know. But look at the psychological aspect, right? And I kind of want to like stay here because it's an important point. I mean, aspect in my life personally, whereas there's no consistency at this point. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm going to my dad's, but like I'm just seeing too many different environments at, like too fast. Like you know what I mean? Like too fast. Like next door is the White Fins. I know you know with them WF the Mexican gang.
Yeah, White Fins.
I'm talking about they.
The North Hollywood White Fins.
I'm talking about next door is their headquarters.
Okay.
So I gotta be cool with them. I'm recognizing that just from living, you know, on the block on Oceanside. I gotta be cool with that. I gotta be conscious walking down Hollywood Boulevard. You know, my highlight of the day is like, you know, I see the stars on the ground. You know, I thought that was cool.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I used to walk past Michael Jackson drink, but yeah, man, it was tough, bro. A lot of different emotions. You know, obviously I got my dad in my life at this time, but you know, when you sit back and look at it, it's just wow, man. Like I'm here now. Well, hey, you know what? I'm here. Let me make the best of it. But damn, like you know what I mean? You just want some rest, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just want some rest, but yeah. Oh, I'm sorry to get back to your point. Probably when probably in LA when I started noticing that there was a really big difference between, you know, blacks, whites, Mexicans, because
and the crazy thing is, well, not the crazy thing, but just when you look at historically, especially Armenians living amongst, because the only place they really prominently live amongst black people is in Pasadena. That's where there's like a large population of both. But in the valley, like North Hollywood, it's usually with Mexicans, and there's always a conflict with Armenians and Mexicans. Always.
No matter where you go in the West.
Always. Armenians and Mexicans is always at it. So I'm knowing that if you're going to an Armenian school, but Issachar's around. You're seeing it off top.
Yeah. So it's totally different. It's totally different environments. But you know, just seeing poverty out there in LA, because you know it's a bigger city. You know, I'm from San Diego, but I'm from the Tri-State. We the last county in San Diego.
Before you get out
to like Orange County and all that. So it was a major city. I'm walking amongst the streets. I'm going to school on myself in Hollywood. So probably then I saw oppression. I saw, you know, how people were living and, you know, what's going on. So I started to wake up a little bit to that.
What kind of thoughts are going through your head? Because you said you're, 10 years old at the time?
Yeah, 11. Yeah,
it's just, is it as simple as, oh, well, black people live bad, white people live good, or are you kind of starting to put some of the pieces of the puzzle together on a smaller level? Because, again, you're only 10 years old.
Well, I'm not looking at it so much from black people live bad, white people live good, but, like, you know, right up the block is Griffith Park. And, you know, right at Griffith Park at the bottom of the hill, which is like the observatory where the Hollywood sign is at. So right at the bottom of all that, that's where all the nice mansions are at, right before you start getting up the hill. So I identify homes, because I'm a home, I love homes. So I identify homes and I see who's living there.
Gotcha.
I see my block on Kingsley Drive.
Gotcha.
Mexicans mostly, but a little bit of blacks, but Mexicans. I walk on Hollywood Boulevard. I see a festival of different types of people. I go to my school, you know, which is all Armenian, and I'm seeing their culture. So I'm still not really identifying black and white, who lives what, who's higher, who's that, but I see what cultures are in certain spots.
Gotcha.
If that makes any sense.
No, that makes perfect sense.
You know, so.
So from 5th grade, what middle school did you go to?
I don't remember the middle school out there, but when I came back to San Diego for 6th grade, I was going to a school called Crystal McCullough.
Okay, so you went from, you were living in San Diego with your moms, moved with your dads, and moved back with your mom?
Yeah, I only stayed with them for like 6 months.
Okay, got you.
I finished out my 5th grade year. So I left in the beginning of my 5th grade year, or at the end of my 5th grade year, the last half of it, up to LA, and then I came back for 6th grade because I was supposed to be quote unquote straightened out.
Okay,
Yeah.
So what was that experience like after moving back with your mother?
Didn't change, bro. I mean, I'm in 6th grade. I'm back in the same place I was. Like, it's not to say I wasn't doing anything bad,
It's
but
like a little vacation.
yeah, it was a little vacation. It's like, you know, going to campo or something. I'm coming right back.
Yeah,
you know.
You got to go to LA and, you know, experience a bigger city and stuff, and now you're back. You know?
Like, it ain't nothing. Like, it wasn't nothing to me. But, you know, now I'm in 6th grade. I'm venturing out more. You know, Snoop Doggy Style just dropped.
So niggas understand the soundtrack.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Doggy Style dropped. You know, Dre killing them up there, you know, up there in LA. But, so it's a different crowd now. I'm getting exposed. You know, now that I'm about to go into junior high, I'm getting exposed to that a little bit. But it didn't really change for me. You know, I was struggling in school a little bit. I was staying out a little bit later. So it was hard for my mom to balance as a single parent. You know, me and my little brother, especially me, kind of acting wild a little bit. You know, but you know, I'll praise the Most High that, you know, I didn't go off the deep end too much, but she held it on.
Okay, so when did you get into football?
So yeah, that's a good question, man. So you're probably gonna laugh at this, but I got into football not late, but somewhat late in comparison to some of my friends. Yeah, like
because usually you go start Pop Warner.
Yeah, usually. I mean, well, I started in Pop Warner, but I started like what. Like, as a matter of fact, right when I came back to school, right when I came back to California, like 6th grade.
Yeah, but that's still kind of late.
Yeah, it's still. I mean, because we started like 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So I started a little late. You know, I was a quarterback. I started doing that. I loved it, and I remember, you know, this was I was like maybe 12, 13. I had a dream, a vivid dream. This was all around the same time when I was reading like Revelations, believe it or not. And I had a dream that I was Jerry Rice, and I was a 49er. That's funny. I was a beautiful color. Yeah, right. And I caught a touchdown, and you know that was it. From that point on, like I knew, like it wasn't about how hard it's gonna be. Like I knew I was gonna play football. There's only 2 things that I wanted to do. I wanted to become a singer first, and I wanted to play football. That I didn't have no other dreams other than that, and no one was gonna stop me from doing either or. You know what I'm saying? Like I just knew what I was gonna do.
So at that point, did you switch to receiver? Because you said you started out quarterback.
No. So I played quarterback for a little while, and then I played DB. I'm telling you right now, I think I was a better DB than I was a receiver. I'm a great wide receiver, but I had a knack for the ball, which made me a better wide receiver because timing and understanding where the ball's gonna go, and then understanding offenses, and you can only do certain things on this side of the ball with you being on that hash, or you just cut the field in short. So now you know what I'm talking about. You just know how they gotta go this way, or they're gonna do something short side. So you just kind of understand these things, just can kind of having like a football IQ. And I was a DB. I went to El Camino. Well, hold on, we gotta talk about
Washington.
No, Lincoln.
You didn't go to Washington.
I didn't go to Washington.
You went to Lincoln.
I went to Lincoln. I went to Washington.
Now, but real quick, so people don't understand. In 8th grade, I went to Washington. Washington and Lincoln were bitter rivals. And when I tell you, I don't mean like just bitter sports rivals. I'm talking about literally, we're having rumbles.
Oh yeah.
Niggas are shooting at each other over the school.
Oh yeah.
Over the middle school.
Yes, sir.
I'm talking about literally.
Yes, sir.
I remember I came, niggas had to rumble at the tracks.
Yes, sir.
And niggas brought the gauge out.
Yeah,
you feel what I'm saying? And we're in middle school.
It ain't no joke.
Feel me? Washington and Lincoln. That neither of them schools exist today.
Nah.
Neither one.
Nah.
They shut both of them schools down.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was about Washington and Lincoln was tripping
Yeah.
about Washington and Lincoln.
So check this out, right? So when I went to Lincoln, when I started at Lincoln, that's when the gang culture really stepped up. Or at least that's when I got a little bit more.
We got ramped up.
Got ramped up a little bit. You talking about?
Because you got to think about it. It came from as Officer Yadai, who's an original first generation. You know what I'm saying? In Oceanside. 88, 89.
Oh,
is when it really starts. You see what I'm saying? So by the time you get to the mid 90s, you're in full swing at that point.
He in the thick of it.
Exactly.
He in the thick of it. Yeah, that's I can't imagine like in the 80s shit. But so I'm getting exposed. I mean, now I'm starting to see like, all right, you got cliques now. You know what I'm saying? Like over there on that side by the lunch, by the tables, you got all the essays. They ain't Mexicans no more. They essays. You know what I'm saying? Over here, you got the Bloods, you got the Crips, and they separated. Then you got the white, quote unquote, skinhead.
Not technically skinhead, but you know, like the white boys that's gonna fight though.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And then you got the white kids that are just gonna go to school. Then you got everybody else.
Yeah.
So my world existed within those individuals I just named. So and
because unless you're a total nerd, you're sucked into that.
You sucked into that.
If you have any type of, if you cool, if you not no punk, you know what I'm saying, you standing tall,
right,
and you black or Hispanic, you're getting sucked into them.
Right.
Period.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right. And I look back at it now too. It's funny you brought that up because it's so different than LA, like that gridlock area, right, where you can't go around the corner. I mean, it's like that, but it ain't like that.
It's like that.
It ain't like that. Where you're set, you know, Hoover, like it's a little different.
Like I always tell, you know, it's you know, you got baseball. You know what I mean? You got the major leagues. You got AAA. You got AA. You got so you got different levels of ball. They're playing ball, but it's not big league ball.
That's
you
right.
know what I'm saying?
That's right.
It's minor league ball, but it's ball nonetheless.
That's
you know
right.
It's
professional.
It's professional. It's professional ball, but it ain't big league ball though. You know what I'm saying? It ain't as many teams. It ain't as many teams in this league. You know what I mean?
Not as many eyes on it.
But you know, but it's still like I said, you can't sleep because that's where I got shot at. You know what I mean? I didn't get shot. I've been all over this place. I got shot there. You know what I'm saying? So you know, so they're playing ball though.
Yeah,
you know
they're playing ball. Yeah, it's the next step up, but it is playing. But yeah, man. So I'm looking at that, and you know, you talking about like, you know, Chief brought out like, man, we having fights. Now, mind you, all of us are still actively playing sports at this point.
And that's where the rumbles is happening at basketball, especially at the basketball game.
We still playing sports.
Like we used to get excited when we're playing Lincoln basketball. It's going down. We're going over there. We're fucking somebody up.
The junior high games was definitely off the chain.
Because we didn't. The niggas don't remember. And here's what Washington. You know when Washington got a gym? Washington got a gym the year after I left.
They didn't have no gym.
Now listen,
where y'all put it at?
Listen, my 8th grade. I'm just on like you know where the pool is?
Nigga, y'all ain't have no pool?
No, when I went, we had a pool.
We had
a pool. And we in the high school Rancho didn't have a pool. Rancho had to practice at our pool, but we didn't have a gym. My 8th grade class raised all the money for the gym for us to go to high school and not be able to play in it. So my little sister goes there, and my little sister and my little brother, they played in the gym, but we financed the gym.
Okay.
But we didn't have no gym.
Yeah, I didn't see
So when we have games with you niggas, we going, they're only at y'all shit.
Yeah.
We're so excited. We know we're going over there. Nigga, we're rumbling with you niggas at the gym.
Hell yeah.
Y'all had good bleachers too in that damn gym.
Yeah, bro.
That was a nice.
Because you gotta understand, we over there by Fire Mountain for Fireside. Like we still got some Edomites that are doing well, and you know it's still. It ain't in the back of the valley. Like it ain't there yet. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just there yet. But you know, we seen a lot of gangs, man. We get in fights with a lot of these, you know, especially Center Street. You know, y'all don't really know. Center Street is a big Mexican gang out there.
CST.
But you know, those are my brothers now. But back then, I ain't like y'all. But
niggas ain't like Center like that.
Nah, man. So we fighting with them. And the cold thing about it is, what's that hill that goes all the way down? That stretches on the back of Lincoln. It goes all the way down by Sluggers, down by the tracks.
Not El Camino.
That wasn't El Camino. No. In the back of Lincoln, junior high, there's like it's a long. I'll think of the name, but anyway, everybody from any type of hood, whether you from a blood, Crip, Mexican, they all used to come up that hill, which is the back gate to the field, and that's where we would go fight at. That's where we would go fight. So we're playing sports, we're fighting, and mind you, I ain't technically in the game. I never got jumped into the game, but we'll touch on a little bit. My brother, he was an affluent Crip, so he kind of got sucked into that just by nature, right? Just from knowing him, and people knew who I was just through him, and he cheaped some of the OGs there.
Yes, sir.
I just thought I had to do something. Just being ignorant, stupid, right? Knowing that I still got a future, and I'm never ever gonna do that though, right? But and that's how it be, man.
But you gonna get caught up in.
Yeah,
that's the present. That's what's going on right now.
How many brothers are like that didn't really want to do that, but just got caught up? So I really got lucky, to the Most High, because a couple of incidences that could have went wrong, messing with that, But junior high was a good experience, man. They actually, because we fought so much, they changed it. They changed the school dress code to private.
Yeah. That's what they had to do. They had to come with the uniform.
Everybody was wearing their red. Everybody was wearing their blue. Yeah. Mexicans was wearing their thing. So they had to say, "Fuck that. We got to make everybody dress the same." That still didn't work.
Yeah. Nah, they gonna find some way.
We had laces. That's when the belts.
Yeah, the belts
was the whole thing, right?
I forgot about the belts.
Yeah, man.
Come with the letters.
Hell yeah.
The color, you know what I'm saying?
5 or 6 buckles on your belt.
You know what I'm saying? Sagging the damn. Some niggas to see the blue, niggas to see the red, the orange, whatever you want to do.
That's right. So, but yeah, junior high was a good experience, man. And, going back to my mom's, my mom, she was, at this point, I'm not out there, but, there ain't really much I can do, there's really not much she can do.
Yeah, no, at that point, you can't be with me all the time.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen?
Yeah, bro.
Okay, so boom, high school. You go to El Camino.
Best school in the world. High school.
Oh my God. you guys' athletics really lacked by the time I got to high school.
Were y'all's two school rivals? The ones you went to?
Technically, his school wouldn't be a rival because they still weren't good.
There you go. There we go. Slice. Let's throw some. Let's link some up.
Matter of fact, those were his school colors too.
Yeah.
Maroon is a good color.
I like that.
I'm gonna tell you now. Listen, number one. By the time I was in high school, El Camino Athletics was in the toilet.
That's okay.
Number one. But number two, their rival is Oceanside. Yeah. Because they're in Oceanside.
All day.
I was in Vista, so our rival is Vista High. Their rival is Oceanside, for the record.
They didn't even count, bro. Like, Vista, Ranch, RBV,
Vista had a good program, which I hate Vista, but Vista had a good program. When I was in high school, Vista had a good program. But Oceanside was...
It was Oceanside and EC.
Listen, Oceanside is up here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When the schools from other parts of they're coming to see Oceanside. They're not coming to see... And Carlsbad too, though.
No, Carlsbad, I ended up going to Carlsbad too. Yeah, my junior year. Yeah. I ended up going there.
So let's talk about, boom. El Camino, you come in, you're on the freshman team.
Yeah, I'm on the...
Are you dressing down, JV?
Am I? What do you mean?
You know how people
you're showing up to JV.
You're on the sideline, and
maybe you could get a tick on.
So here's the thing, bro. I don't know if it changed, but back then, each team had 3 teams. Wow. You couldn't if you were a freshman, you automatically had to play as a freshman,
no matter how good you were.
Didn't matter.
Wow. Okay.
I think that had to do something with the age. I mean.
Yeah, but see, what you have to understand is, because of course CIF is the governing body for California high school athletics, but the San Diego region of CIF is extremely more strict than the whole rest of the state.
Yeah,
and that's what
it's proximate to the border.
Yeah, not because of that. But if you understand when Cap tells his story, it's the whole reason his whole team got disbanded, his senior year blown, because of CIF violations of recruiting. They recruited and San Diego's the only zone you're not allowed to recruit in the whole California.
It's like
LA recruits. LA recruits all day.
Yeah.
It's just San Diego's just like that.
Okay.
It's its own world, bro. It's its own
So
world.
it would make sense that at that time that there was some maybe strict guidelines in place. All freshmen had to play freshmen.
And at that time too, my freshman class was almost 1,000.
Wow.
Almost 1,000. So
these are like what is coming to the race right? The East race, right?
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Race, right?
So but I played as a freshman. And El Camino, I mean, high school, now it's just another step up from from a junior high level.
I can see the memories are coming back in your head.
It's cool. Like I try to revisit them in my head before I came, but I'm just like, man, because I thought we were gonna talk about this a little bit, but now I'm like really getting into it. I'm thinking about like, man, stepping out. You seeing everybody with their Letterman's jackets and all that. You in high school now, right? But now,
a hideous brown and yellow.
You're a
hideous.
I'm being honest, bro. I'm not trying to be biased.
Just a hideous shit and piss.
No, seriously, that's disgusting.
Nah, bro.
That's disgusting.
Our
I'm just being
uniforms,
disgusting.
it was like a plush velvet dark brown with some like.
It was a shit brown and a piss.
You know what? It wasn't shit brown, but you know what? It wasn't shit brown, but we made it work. Okay, we made it work. But now, just kind of getting back to the real side of things now, right? Real life experiences. Now you're really starting to see the divisions because now you're seeing shit.
Nah, once you get to EC,
yeah, bro, you starting to see.
And mind you, what was your graduating year?
2002.
Okay, so you went. He went to school with Shamar.
Mm-hmm.
Shamar was at EC at the same time he was.
Mm-hmm.
They at least were there at least 2 years. I think Shamar is graduate year 99.
Oh yeah, I was with him.
So if you start 98, you was with him at least a year.
I mean, so Shamar will tell you, bro, like
that's when EC was.
Yo, EC. Let me tell you something, man. Like we had a great program. It was some different. You had the white people. Again, you had the Bloods, you had the Crips, you had your gang culture, then you had everybody else trying to do their thing, man. But again, I grew up in a culture where, I was kind of established with the gangs a little bit, as well as my friends. But we were all athletes, like I said.
In EC, even by the time I get, because mind you, because you graduate 02, right?
Yeah.
Boom. I moved there in 2004. I'm in high school. I started high school 2005.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm coming right behind you.
Mm-hmm.
And the reputation that EC has when we go there, like, nigga, we're not going to EC.
Nah, yeah.
Because that's the type of shit that's going. EC is like it's going to be automatic. We go to EC, it's going to be automatic.
Yeah, automatic.
It's
especially
automatic.
Especially coming from LA. You know we had a couple of LA niggas that was there, and they assembled well. But they knew what was going on. Like they knew they couldn't go too deep. They couldn't have no beefs with it. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't have no beefs.
It's once you went to EC. I remember my best friend, one of my best friends in 8th grade. He moved from Oklahoma, right? He moved from Oklahoma. He was going to Washington with me, but his brother was going to EC, right? Because they stayed in the Valley first, and they moved to like Tri-City. Yeah. So, but his brother stayed in EC, and then he moved. They moved him to Washington though, right?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't move. I want to say he probably started in Lincoln and then he moved to Washington.
Okay,
if I'm not mistaken, Lincoln or MLK, right?
Okay. Yeah, Martin Luther King right there. Yeah,
boom.
Yep.
So they moved to Washington. So when we're going there, his brother, I'm going to hang out, boom, at his crib, and his older brother's in. He's like, yeah, the homie from Insane brought the joint to school and ran up on Pasole and flashed the joint on the whole Pasole. Like this is how school is going down, nigga. Yeah. EC is going down, nigga. Niggas is at EC with the joint, guaranteed. Yeah, guaranteed. It's going down. Niggas is getting all type of shit is happening in EC.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Even though Oceanside is always kind of, arguably, but during my time, EC was the gang school, the premier gang. Yeah. You could probably go to Oceanside and be cool. Mm-hmm. You could go to Vista and be cool. You go to Rent. But if you went to EC, niggas going down.
Because you got so many people from the Valley and over there by the beach that come there. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, man, like it was interesting. It was really interesting. But I played football, so again, all praise to the Most High, right? I got to see everything, and at this point, I've always been very, very observant. But at this point, I'm really starting to see and kind of navigate. Okay, what's what? Mm-hmm. Not to say that I still didn't dabble in some bullshit because I did, but I have a little bit more of a clearer path, at least in mind. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know, there's a lot of sources there that can pull you, you know, one way or the other, and you know, what you gonna do, right? Because if someone gets into a fight, or I mean, they gonna look at you, and you gotta.
Yeah.
You gotta. I'm not saying you have to, but you gonna, you know, either I'm gonna catch hell from my brother, or I'm gonna catch hell from at least my niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Like, Iverson. Remember the bull? You remember?
Oh yeah, I
the
remember the
bowling alley
incident. Yeah. I remember this
exactly
incident.
right.
Yeah.
The ball alley.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. Like, oh yeah. Dangerous places, man.
What's that? What did you just mention? No, there was a race riot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, your race riot was like what, 98?
You're not talking. This is not Rodney King riot.
No. This is a race riot at a high
I was
school.
in LA when that happened.
This is a black and Mexican race riot at his high school.
Yeah, I was living in
Judah versus Issachar at this high school.
Oh wow.
Nigga went through the roof.
Yeah.
National headlines.
Yeah.
What?
Yo, I was
Wait a
living.
minute. Is this? Wait a minute.
No,
Salaki. Is this the I think it's on what's Alex Alonso's page? What's it?
It might be.
Hold on. Let me fact check. What's it? It's called Street Gangs, right? Alzar?
Yeah, street TV. Street TV.
TV. I think that's the first or the most popular video he's got. It's called okay, no, that's Inglewood High School. My bad.
Yeah, they had one.
That's 1990. Yeah, my bad. Salakia.
No, it's all good.
False alarm.
It's all good. And I was also living in LA during OJ shit. That was crazy. That was crazy, right?
Good shit.
Giving y'all how old I am. But yeah, man. So, you know, fast forward sophomore year, you know, still playing ball, you know. But the race riots happened. You know that. Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead. You gotta set it up.
We gotta talk about the environment because I know about this from the perspective of Sergeant Shamar, who's told us, and he was telling me about. It was a lot of stuff happening. First, you had, and what, even though that race riot gets blown up, they're not talking about the virtual race riots that occur between blacks and Samoans at the campus. They're not marketed as race riots because they're gonna be painted as a blood and Crip thing, but it's racial. All the Bloods are Samoans and all the Crips are black. So it's you know what I mean. It's two different races. It's a race thing, right? But you know, so there's those things. Then there's like the three-way race, right? Black versus Mexican versus Samoan. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
But then there's this big one. So let's just talk about the environment, because of course that's not just going to randomly occur one day. There had to be probably a build-up of situations that led to an all-out riot. So what was the environment like?
So, from my knowledge, and I might say something different. Shamar, right?
Yeah.
He might say something a little different, but to my knowledge, it started with obviously the Crips and the essays.
Mm-hmm.
But we gotta, you know what I'm saying? But we gotta understand, like, right? We gotta understand, we also have Bloods at our school, and the Crips don't get along with the Bloods, obviously, right? So I just remember, bro, like, something happened in study hall or in school suspension.
Mm-hmm.
You know, basically that's, you know, where everybody goes and you just there, and it ain't nothing but gang members in that bitch anyway.
Guaranteed.
You know what I'm saying? So it's always tension. So something sparked in there, and I just remember, bro, that day, it was like probably like around 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. We were out in the middle grounds. We called the Islands, where all the Samoans hung out. And then all of a sudden, bro, all you heard was whoop, whoop, whoop. You already know what that mean, right? Issachar going nuts, man. A couple of dudes.
Mexican got on boots.
Mexican got on boots, bro. But the thing is, though, bro, is that they was getting into it with not some Valley niggas at the time. This was, I think, a West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
West Coast Crips. They were fighting some of the dudes from Center Street, right? And then something happened to where DVB at the time had a beef with somebody else, and they was arguing, and then it just came out to a whole out riot.
Hold on real quick.
Go ahead.
I'm calling Shamar.
Yeah, get him on the line.
I want to get Shamar on the phone. Just real quick.
He might be able to confirm it a little bit better than I can, but...
Sergeant Shamar.
What's good, King?
This is Chief Priest, Guerrilla Hebrew. We're on the Gorilla Time podcast. I got my brother Shane. So what we're doing is we're going over his story, and of course, an integral part of his story as a El Camino alumni is the race riot, right? So he's recollecting, but we wanted to call you to kind of help with the picture with what set the whole actual race riot off, right? So he's saying something happened in study hall, right? Go ahead, go back over.
What's up, Bot?
Hey, what's going on, King?
Shalom, King. So from my because I'm also playing at EC2 at this time, right? Sports. So I'm in it, but I thought something went down in-house school suspension between Center Street and some West Coast niggas.
Okay, what year you talking?
Now this would have been 90. Ended. This was 99.
It's your graduate year. When the riot happened.
Right. 99. Okay. Because I'm 2000.
Oh, you're 2000. Okay, so you graduate the next year. My fault. I thought you graduated in 99. So, but you're there, right?
But I'm there. Because you know they used to call that school. There was a bunch of riots. They would always have shutdowns and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm trying to recall this specific.
I'm talking about the big one.
Yeah, the first
big one.
The first one from my knowledge. I mean, because I came there in 98.
Okay.
I came there in 98, so the first one I remember happened like 99, 2000, and that's when it was DVB, it was DVC, it was Center Street. Pistole wasn't around so much at that time as far as on our side of town. They were more so Oceanside. But I'm talking about the principal got they wig split open and she was a female.
Bro, this is the one. Ain't this the one you told me about with Teddy B?
This is not one, because the one I remember, I think I was telling you, this happened in the morning. I don't remember what set it was.
It was the morning, huh?
It was the morning, because remember I told you they had took over like a school bus. They had a connect where they all came on a school bus.
The Mexicans came on a school bus, yeah.
Oh, nah.
Hey, look. I remember him telling me, see, that's the one I was trying to connect, because he said Issachar pulled up on the school bus.
He had a whole entire school bus, and I'm talking, they came at least like 15 to 20 deep, you know what I'm saying?
So
I'm talking pulled into the front of the school, you know what I'm saying? Calling everyone like,
First off, I want you to think about that.
Yeah, bro.
Nigga, the essay show up on the school bus.
But hold on, bro. Like, no, seriously,
I'm
no.
talking, this is like your 8 in the morning rumble, you know what I'm saying? You didn't even have.
Oh, no, this happened around 12.
Hey, you know Jake, too. Southern
12.
Kingdom, nigga, we ain't fighting at 8 in the morning, bro. Nigga, we're still asleep.
You still have sleep, you know what I'm saying?
Bro,
we don't want to be here.
That's everything. They were ready. You know,
They was up all night.
You know, I know the Kingdom brothers.
They was up with the rooster, nigga.
Hey, Shimon, dude, who'd you know on the football team, huh?
Let me see. Who was playing? Like, there was a dude, Ty. You know, you had Ty Aaron. Ty was on there.
Nigga, that's my niggas. Like, Ty Aaron, Ty Claiborne, you know Sean Sweat?
Sean Sweat.
Nigga, he was there when I was there.
He was there when you was there, nigga. He's just older than you a little bit. He graduated 2000. So
this nigga gotta know each other.
listen,
bro.
y'all went to ECs for 2 years together, at least.
He know everybody I know.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
I was over there. You know what I'm saying? I had a little dance crew a little earlier. You know what I'm saying?
Was you hanging out? Was you hanging out with them Asians, ABC or some shit?
I knew some of them niggas. I didn't know some of them. You know, they did
have a little dance crew, bro.
That little, like, I don't know what they were. They were Bloods, Crips. I don't even know what
Yeah, they were Bloods from Asia, from Mary Mesa. Yeah, but they were like a dance crew. They had some nice cars too.
Yeah, because I had probably half the dudes in my dance crew. Some of them were associated with them, like, you know what I'm saying? They had relative peeps in that. But I had a dance crew, but I took weight training. You know what I'm saying? So I was with all the jocks. You know what I'm saying? I was with the football team and everything, because my weight training class, that's who it was. It was the whole entire team.
Who'd you have, Kovacevic? You had Coach Kovacevic?
I had Coach Kovacevic,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? We was in there working out, you know what I'm saying, getting right. Like, but I think, like, on Fridays, you know what I'm saying, that would be when they would go watch the games, get ready for the game, they would pregame. You know what I'm saying? So I would just be chilling, so I wasn't on a team. Because back then, you know what I'm saying, I was smoking and all that, you know what I mean? In the world, so I couldn't really pass that physical like that.
World knowledge, you've been the truth for a while.
Yeah,
Tall dark skin by.
Yeah, tall dark skin by. Yeah, it's Shamar. It's always Shamar.
Yeah.
You see, you had Drake.
There was a bunch of rumors, because they used to have, like, ghetto birds always flying over the school.
Yeah.
All the time. All the time.
With the helmet, shields.
All the time.
We would
I didn't even get to that, so you talk. Yeah, go ahead.
Period or fourth period, and you would have the right team out there, the headbusters, and they would have the shields, and they would navigate you to your class. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you couldn't break the line. You know what I mean? They'd be going side by side.
You had to be escorted to class.
Yo, bro, we got Yo, and also too, right, Shamar, you could probably attest to this. Well, maybe, you know, it didn't happen, but when you was around, but you know, there was a lot of deep valley niggas, Bloods and Crips coming up to the school.
The whole valley.
You know what I'm saying? Like they all it was
Because
just
this where he lived in Shadow Way. That's where he lived.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was in Shady Way. So yeah, there was we had a lot of activity. Like you said, I mean, DVB, DVC. You had West Side was there. I mean, there was
yeah.
There was, you know what I'm saying? It was pretty active them days, man.
Yeah, bro. It was something to see, man. It was something to see. That's crazy. We gotta link up and talk about that. That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
man.
crazy, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Yeah, those are them days, though, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Those are them days right there.
Yeah. So then we was going over. I said, "Damn!" I said, "Let me call Sarah Shamar real quick and see, cause I know about the you know, you going over, but yeah, I remember you telling me about Issachar popping out the bus on niggas.
That was the one. I mean, they used to have it was back then. I remember that you had like the Samoans, right? Because you had PBB, right? A lot of the Samoans, and they would click up with the essays and go get the cribs. So you know, you had them rumbles.
And look, just like in the history when you see the Northern Kingdom click up with the Assyrians to go against Judah. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You had a lot of that. I mean, there were so many rumbles going on.
That's Isaiah 7, Isaiah 8.
Yep.
It
Yeah,
was
man.
ridiculous. That school was known. We were known for that. Like they used to call El Camino back then. Remember, kind of like the druggy kind of. You know what I'm saying? It was that druggy thugging school. You know what I mean?
Druggies and thuggies.
You know what I'm saying? Selling dope, serving. Or, you know what I'm saying? You was banging. Really, that's
You
all
was
it
banging.
was over there.
You was either you was playing sports, you was banging, or you was just going to school, bro.
Yeah, man.
That's it.
Yeah, that's crazy. But all right, the water some more.
God.
All right, shalom.
Shalom, King.
Shalom. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
so yeah, go ahead.
No, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I gotta link up with that bro for that one because I didn't know he was there when I was there.
Yeah.
Y'all don't understand. Every time after camp, these two dudes right here, it's Conor, it's for about an hour in the parking lot. At least an hour. Them niggas just sitting there talking about, oh, so you know that nigga? Talking about San Diego the whole time.
Look, and it's cold because even this last Saturday, I mean, we pieced everybody out. I run back into this nigga on the way to the car.
Yeah.
Me, him, and King Suck, bro. We're sitting there, bro.
You know what's funny? I might not even brought this up. I didn't want to reveal it. It was so cold last camp. I literally told the box, he was like, I was like, hey, look, bro. If we just tell everybody just to keep walking and don't stop right here to talk, listen, they'll go.
Like these niggas. Nah, man, bro. Nah, because these are interesting times, man. I mean, you know, that's my high school, you know, element, right? But, you know, on a more serious note, you know, brother brought it out. You know, yeah, we have riots, but it goes back, you know, I'm observing all this, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm just looking for a way out at this point because at this point, you know, my mother, she's linked up with an Edomite, you know, at this time, but I didn't go home my whole entire freshman year. You know what I'm saying? I left my house my freshman year and I never came back for like 7 months. There was nothing or anything to come back home to. You know, it was like me and my house and just me. I was, you know, I could have thrown parties. I could have did all types of wicked shit. I mean, I kind of did, but my spirit always just wanted home, bro.
Yeah,
you know
of
what
course,
I'm saying?
of course.
Like, I really, really, really just wanted to be home. So I was living with one of my Issachar brothers, Geronimo, you know, and I lived with him and his family. And honestly, from my freshman year all the way up until my junior year, that's how all 3 of my years were in high school. I never lived at home. So I'm separated from my little brother who, and you know, I'm thinking about all these types of thoughts, but going back to my youth, right, I just got to keep going because the ultimate goal was I got to find a way to make it out. You know what I'm saying? So, and nothing was determined. And mind you, I'm being happy through all this, but I have my low moments when, you know, I'm walking or I'm on a bus or, you know what I'm saying, I'm just kind of zoning out, looking out the window or some shit. And, you know, I want some type of home atmosphere, bro. You know what I mean? And it can be challenging at times, man. And there's a lot of brothers and sisters, you know, in the truth, out the truth, that we all experience this, you know, in And you talk about such a sword in the Israelite community as families, man. It's some curses, man. Like, you know what I mean? We can't escape that shit. You know? We can't. And that's why we cling to the bros and sisters so much, because we all got similar stories.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's just easy to do. So, you know.
When did you realize that football was no longer just simply a dream, but you started, like, when did you get kind of recognized and maybe start getting offers and stuff like that, and start to realize, okay, this is definitely for sure what my future's gonna, entail?
Probably my junior year, because you can't get offers as a sophomore. I mean, you probably get looked at, but you don't really know. Probably my junior year, and I left EC.
Mm-hmm. Went to Carlsbad.
I went to Carlsbad, so I left as a sophomore.
New world, another new world,
Totally
more
new
culture shock.
Yeah. I mean, this is times 1,000, right? But I left El Camino not by choice, because we lost our home. You know what I'm saying? And at this point, I didn't have any place to live.
Okay.
And I was kind of overwhelming my welcome at my boy's house. You know what I'm saying? Because it was him, his sister, and his mom.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't trying to do that, bro. So, he kind of gracefully told me, like, yo, I'm sorry. But so I had to go. And I ain't have nowhere else to go. You know what I'm saying? And I remember, my mom lost her job. She broke up with her boyfriend at the time. And that was out there in Mount Carmel.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't want to go out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I wanted to stay in Oceanside.
Okay.
And, we were living in our car. It was a 1990 four-door Honda Civic.
But, we had one of those.
So you understand how
we had one that color.
Oh, yeah. See, mine was gold, actually.
Okay.
Mine was gold.
Yeah.
So, I'm a 16-year-old kid. I got my little brother and my mom. No furniture, but we got all our clothes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, and this was in the summertime. And, we staying at the Carlsbad Inn.
Okay.
My mom just kind of burned through money because she didn't want my little brother to really understand what's going on.
Of course.
I'm like, Mom, right there in Carlsbad. I'm saying, let's go to that Motel 6.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Carlsbad Village.
You know how many times I stayed at that Motel 6?
How many?
I mean, bro, probably like 20 times.
Hey, me and Deacon might got you beat.
Okay, see, like,
me and Deacon might got you beat,
like,
but
bro,
we stayed in them over plenty.
Bro, you know how many Motel 6s and hotels I stayed at, bro? And it's like, bro, like, you just gotta keep going. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, hey, I gotta fucking make it out of this bitch.
Yeah.
I'm an optimistic kid. People would never know what situation I'm in.
Yeah.
But man, like, this ain't it, bro.
This ain't that.
it. And I'm gonna get to your point in a minute, but this is such a critical moment for me because football season's rolling around. I was going to New Venture at the time.
Mm-hmm. Which that's the big black church in Oceanside.
Well, see, at the time it was all Edomite church for the most part. It was mixed, but it was big. That's when Sean was the pastor for the Chargers. Like, it wasn't like that, bro. It wasn't like that. That's crazy. It changed.
Oh, wait. Sean was the pastor for the Chargers, the nigga who used to be played on the Chargers, right?
Nah, Pastor Sean?
No. I'm thinking about something different. So there's a pastor at the Rock now, or at least he was at the Rock. I don't know. This is maybe 10 years ago. But he played on the Chargers. And then he turned into a crackhead.
Oh, nah.
And then this nigga's like a huge mega for The Rock in San Diego.
Yes, they go hand in hand.
Christianity
and crack.
Yeah, facts on that. Facts on that.
One is just you smoking, and the other one is in your mind.
Yeah, facts on that.
Both get you high.
Right, both get you high.
Destroy you.
And destroy your ass. But I ended up linking up with one of my, my guys. His name is Brad Alcazan. You know what I'm saying? I think he was like Turkish or something like that. I didn't know, but he was a white guy.
Yeah, I've heard that name.
No,
that last name.
You definitely have, right? Okay. And I'm probably going to tell you why. Because his family, I don't know if you remember Amway or New Vision.
Of course. Amway.
So his dad was at the top of that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So they were multi-millionaires in the 90s, and now every single multi-level marketing thing that they got into, their people would just follow.
Okay.
I ended up staying with him. I ended up living with him. So now I'm living in a mansion. I'm right there off of what's that damn street by it starts with an H. Right behind Carlsbad High School, bro. Hillcrest, Hilton, something like that. But anyway, you talk about the environment, King. You talk about stability. You talk about vacations. You talk about just a sense of security. I mean, that was everything I wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like, I identified their household with me making money and me living the life that I wanted to live.
Yeah.
The standard. So I saw how they would get up in the morning, how they had a black nanny. They fucking would have all their vitamins laid out because they were in the vitamin space. All the vitamins were laid out. You know, Amy, make sure her name was really Amy too. Amy, make sure you eat, Brad, you do this. And the clothes were folded when they came home. And I'm just like, yo, bro, this is so fucking different. Like, I couldn't even imagine this, bro. Like, there's, you know what I'm saying? Money wasn't an option. It's the first time I ever went to Disneyland was with these people. You know what I'm saying? I'm going, you know, riding jet skis. I'm just doing everything that and mind you, I'm only a mile away from my hood.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not far. You just down Coast Highway.
It's just a, you know.
And it's a whole new world.
It's a whole new world, bro.
It's like Candler Road, kind of?
It takes less time.
Even less.
Yeah. It takes less time.
Yeah, way less.
Literally, from South O, which South O is nice, but South O is also, you got the trash, white trash, and then you got Crips in South O too. You see what I'm saying?
Just in terms of how the world's is too.
So it's literally like as close as it is, it's like, and then you in Carlsbad, and that's like the white world.
It's like Buford Highway and Buckhead.
Okay.
Is that a good one?
Yeah.
You know, I'm talking as far as distance.
Yeah, exactly.
As far as distance, right? As far as distance.
It's closer. Yeah, because the thing with Candler, like, you go through the back of Candler. Yeah, I mean, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you could compare it to that, like how the world just changes.
Just like that.
Yeah,
just like that.
Same thing with Tacoma, 6th Avenue. If you cross 6th Avenue, you're in a different world now. You see what I'm saying? And the 2 blocks north versus 2 blocks south are entirely different. You know what I'm saying?
And this is an all-white school. All white. I'm talking about the beaches 3-4 blocks down the road. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful.
See, it's cool because when I moved there, the whole reason we moved there is my dad gets with my stepmom, who is from Carlsbad. I mean, you know what I'm saying? She's at Carlsbad High, Valley Middle School, Carlsbad. She did all that. And
she went to Valley.
And that's the first thing they're talking about to me is, oh yeah, you probably gonna go to Carlsbad. And all I did was just Google Carlsbad. Yeah. And Carlsbad High and Valley High. And I seen how many white people I saw, and I said, listen, bro, I can't go there. Like, I can't do this. Yeah.
It's a different world,
This is too white for me.
It's a different world, bro. But again, right, like, it's all, you know, we adapting, right? I'm adapting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I had to adapt. And the cool thing is, bro, before I make my final decision to live with them, because they asked me to live with them, you know, for a short while, you know how Esau do. I remember I made that critical decision. I remember I was right there by the Coyote Bar. We just was talking. Yeah, we were just talking about that. Right by the Coyote Bar, and football season was about to come up, and I was like, Mom, I have to go. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I literally left my mother and my brother. It still pains me to this day, but I left my mother and my brother in that car, and the next time I saw them was probably 7 to 8 years later.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know that at the time, but that was the last time that I saw them.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm in this house. I'm living a life, quote unquote. You know, I'm starting to get recognized a little bit now in football. I wasn't a starter officially yet there because they already had their people. Because I'm a transfer. They know I'm from the EC. They ain't,
you're a junior.
Yeah, I'm a junior. They ain't looking because they know they heard of me because they saw me play, but. You know, it's still a white world over there, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, their best receiver is like Cooper. Like, literally. His name is Cooper.
Cooper.
Yeah, Cooper. Like, real talk. You know what I'm saying? So, but, you know, Tony Hawk went there. You know, Sean White.
Yeah.
You know who Sean White is?
The snowboarder.
I went to school with Sean White.
Ginger snowboarder.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I went to school with Sean White.
Yeah.
He was a class younger than me, but, or maybe about the same age. But, yeah, so, you know, we having a good year, but then, you know, another inconsistency happens, right? I come home. Oh, no, I live with another family after that, but then I come home, and I got a plane ticket, and I got some bags ready to go to New York.
Somebody's made that decision for you.
I didn't even know. I literally came home after football practice and I had some bags and an airplane ticket ready for my dad. Called, wondered what was going on.
Okay.
He didn't know. I didn't tell him all the time because I knew he was gonna make me leave my home.
And you didn't want to leave.
And I didn't want to go. So imagine playing football, doing all that, establishing a resume, and then all of a sudden, just like that, I'm on the East Coast. I ain't never been in no damn East Coast. I never lived there.
You actually went?
I had, yeah.
I mean, what was going to happen?
Yeah, I had to go.
This is your
junior year, bro.
Okay, so
like half of my junior, like I got taken out of my junior years, my halfway through the season.
Oh, dang.
You know what I'm saying? So I played like 7 games.
Damn.
I got enough to play El Camino though. And then and then I left. So I thought my world was over when it came to football. 'Cause I ain't no damn football out, California. I'm in New York.
What was that like, that transition of the total West Coast to just at the East Coast, New York City, right?
Yeah, it was a culture shock.
What borough were you in?
I was in Southside Jamaica, Queens, believe it or not.
Okay.
My high school was right around the corner from where 50 Cent was. So I lived, and I got cool. I went to school with Freaky Ty's little brother.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, me and him was real cool. The Lost Boys is right down the block. Lamar Odom was right around the corner. I mean, he was still, I think he was at, I think he was just beginning the league, or he was at Rhode Island at the time. He was the Clippers at that time, but, he used to come back every summer.
What year, 01?
This is 01.
No, he's at Rhode Island still.
He's down, okay. So he was there, but, he had a big name. But it was interesting moving back to New York. It really was. It was definitely a culture shock.
You used to go to Coliseum and
all the time. Jamaica Avenue. Come on, bro. Yeah.
Real quick, I want to plug the sponsor again.
Yeah, no problem.
This episode is brought to y'all by the Harlem Hellfighters and the Kickstarter Campaign, the Brothers Luncheon, presently to fundraise to get this project off the ground. So just a little bit more background on it, and why he took this route in funding the project. It says, I am a Navy veteran and have served amongst the ranks of my fellow servicemen and women. I have long heard a story about an all-black regiment known as the Harlem Hellfighters, who fought during the Great War, World War I, and had little recognition for their feats they accomplished. Many of them passed after the war due to the battle within their minds. The ones back at home and the war on the front lines. Torrential turmoil by those of its own nation, hanged or shot down in cold blood for wearing their uniforms, as well as judged by the color of their skin. These brave soldiers gave their lives for its country, but they in return received nothing. We have compiled and have diligently researched this story and would love to tell it to the world. And to make a pilot is what our ultimate vision and goal is. And we would love it if you could contribute and help us reveal this dream to everyone else. The script is compiled and finalized, and we would like help for the necessities of filming, editing, camera work, videography, actors, and permits to finally make it a reality. So that's the point, of this Kickstarter campaign, to fund this, so please, y'all, go and support.
That's right.
And it's just crazy, just briefly, we have a lot of stuff available now as far as to do film projects and things of that nature. But when you start getting into period pieces, you've got difficulties. You know what I'm saying? Because if you make a modern movie that takes place in 2020, that's easy because what's outside? 2020.
Yeah.
They're going to have to get uniforms. They're going to have to get sets, old cars.
Right.
They're gonna, and then it's the war.
Yeah.
So it's going to have to appear to take place on European terrain because, of course, none of the war happens here.
Right. Exactly.
So this is, this is quite a project. So, they're going to need the funding, and a little bit more support than an average project would take. So it's very important that we support this because this sounds like a very, very compelling story. But back to it. Boom. You're in Southside Jamaica, Queens.
Big town.
Big,
It's a cold song.
Boom. So what happens? You're in the middle of junior year. Of what? You can't play on the team.
Couldn't play on the team. I couldn't finish out my junior year. I came halfway through, so I missed out on that. So I go to the school called August Martin, which, just to be quite honest with you, it's not an EC, but it's some higher learning shit.
Okay.
It's some higher learning shit. I'm going to school with metal detectors every day.
Okay.
You got, people passing, deuces and, all types of shit. And the school itself was just chaos, bro. I mean, No wonder why them kids up there just don't get the proper education. You know what I'm saying? I was a victim of it, but I mean, there's no authoritative figure in those classrooms. The kids run that shit.
Mm-hmm.
The kids run it. I mean, you got all these different types of teachers who are Indian, Mexican, black, white, but they're just get thrown into the wolves, though. They don't really got no real teaching credibility. They're just trying to get their foot into the door so they can start teaching, just so they can go out to the rich neighborhoods.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
exactly,
saying?
exactly.
So they're gonna deal with us first. But it was a different environment for me. Just getting used to, you know, the East Coast in general. It's a different type of movement, different vibe in the city. You know, very up tempo. I'm just sitting on a stoop. That was the hood right there at that time. I'm just kind of watching everything go by. I'm living with my dad, you know, my great uncle, my aunt, and her boyfriend. So that was different. But on the East Coast, that's kind of normal.
Yeah, to have all generations.
Exactly. Like, I'm like, I ain't used to this. You know, all praise I have my own room, but it was different. You know, and lo and behold, I found out later on that, you know, why my dad moved back is because he got real sick. You know what I mean? Which, you know, he's still sick to this day, but you know, so all these things, man, just to kind of get me here. And I'm just like, fuck, like what else? Like what else? But I still had, you know, football in my sights. I thought I chose the best football school in my area, which we did. And you know, I flourished very well at that school. You know, I had like 15 interceptions in one season, and I had like
senior year.
Yeah, 15 interceptions.
So you're a DB at this point?
I was starting free safety and wide receiver.
Okay, both of them.
Yeah. So I had like a couple hundred yards. We didn't really have a great receiver, a quarterback, but I killed the receiving position. But I was identified in the city for being a safety. You know, made the New York versus Long Island game, which is the big boomer sizing game I played at.
Okay.
He holds that. I was all Queens. I mean, you name it, all New York, whatever you want to say.
Making it happen. Bro.
I was making it happen, man. And it's funny, bro, because I had to endure. You know what I'm saying? It was just all about just surviving, bro. Because that's what life is, man. It's just surviving, moving forward, and finding out solutions and getting to the meat. You know, I wasn't in the truth at this time, but these code of ethics that you need to live by as far as just establish yourself as a young person in this world, you gotta have a short memory on a lot of different things, because things are gonna happen, you know, but who can endure to the end, right? Who can endure to the end, man? So, you know, I was very fortunate enough that, you know, the Lord kind of navigated some paths for me that I can kind of go through that narrow corridor, man, and find a way. So moving past that, I did very well in high school, and then now I'm in college now.
What was it like getting letters about, like, what was the feeling of, I'm going to D1?
Let's talk about the recruiting process.
Yeah.
Who was looking at you? We know where you went before we get but who sent you letters?
All right.
So, who offered scholarships?
So I had Syracuse.
Okay,
I had Texas Southern, believe it or not.
Okay.
Out of all places.
Okay.
Yeah, out of nowhere. Texas.
You was the kind of nigga out of New York?
Yeah, bro. So
That's
Texas Southern. I found out. I didn't even know Strahan went there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Texas Southern, Syracuse, Penn State.
No,
I had Hofstra. We'll get to that a little later.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had I think some school up in UMass at the time or something.
Okay.
But mind you, these aren't all the schools that I necessarily wanted. Like, I was still on that West Coast shit.
Where did you want to go?
I thought I was gonna go to USC. I thought I was gonna go to SC.
Okay.
That's where I wanted.
That's high aspirations.
You know
Right?
what I'm saying? That's what, because Willie Buchanan.
Okay.
Out of Oceanside, he went there. You know what I'm saying? So I always wanted, and he was kind of like the first Randy Moss that I've ever seen in high school.
Okay.
You know what I mean? To be that tall and be that lanky.
I want to get back to the recruiting process, but do you think in hindsight, had you have not had to go to transferring schools, etc., if you just played at one school,
if you would just stayed in EC all 4 years, do you think maybe your recruitment would have been different and your high school career would have been different?
I ask myself that quite often, actually. And I like to hope and say yes, but I mean, how many of us, especially back home, are great football players or great whatever, and we get caught up and now we got mall jobs? because of either some bullshit that happened.
Hey, listen.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, especially I know.
I mean, how many stories?
Put it like this: there's a lot of niggas from Oceanside that were something in high school that are still in Oceanside right now, living off of the fact that there was something in high school. I know a few, and it's like, you know, to me it's laughable, right?
Yeah.
Because you're, I mean, nigga, you're 40 something, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That's all we got.
You're 40
That's
something.
all we got, bro.
But you know, that happened a lot.
A lot. Too often.
A lot. Too often.
I don't want to be a wannabe story, man. So
Exactly.
I would like to think that I still would have.
These niggas is on some damn what's my man Al Bundy shit, you know?
Oh yeah.
Niggas on some Al Bundy shit.
Still wearing the
bro.
jerseys. Like literally, still got their jerseys.
Yeah.
I remember I wanted them too. But yeah, bro, I don't know, bro. You know what? I'm gonna emphatically use the word emphatically. I like that word. I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
I don't think I would have did it.
Okay.
It just wasn't in my deck of cards, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like it just I was going through too much shit, and I don't know. Maybe I probably would have reached a tipping point where I just couldn't. I don't know. I mean, I thought I was okay mentally, but maybe moving to New York, readjusting my bolts a little bit, and saying like, I really gotta focus. I really gotta like. It's really just me out here.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't had none of my old friends.
Yeah.
It's all totally new crew.
Just by myself. There's some new
I'm by
niggas.
myself, nigga.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? So, nah, bro. I'm gonna say it happened the way it was supposed to happen.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? I'm so thankful for it, bro.
Had this thing planned out.
He had it planned out from the beginning, man. Like I never would have thought in a million years that I'd be playing fucking football in New York.
Exactly. You just wouldn't have dreamed it up.
I wouldn't have dreamt that up.
Okay, so where were you supposed to go?
So I was supposed to. I ended up going, or I wanted to go to Syracuse.
Okay. I
was gonna go to Syracuse.
I mean, especially at that time, that's the right thing.
They were still good.
Nigga, the Carrier Dome.
The Carrier Dome was popping. You know what I'm saying? Took my visits and all that.
That's what, like 50, 60,000?
It's like 70. It's like 60,000. Yeah, bro. In the cold, but it's like 60,000. And so I didn't end up doing that. Actually, I didn't make the grades. To my defense, transferring my high school credits from California over there, I just couldn't catch up.
And the credit system is different.
It's different.
Yeah,
it's
California
really different.
It's got a different credit system than probably everywhere.
Right. So that's another, and plus I didn't do all that well on my SATs. I did okay, but it just wasn't matching up. It would have been okay if my transfer scores, if my manuscripts would have transferred over from California, but they didn't.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So not all of them did, but so I had to go to junior college, but junior college was probably the best experience of my life, bro.
Okay, where'd you go to JUCO?
I went to Nassau.
Okay, yeah, in upstate.
Yeah,
not upstate. Long Island.
No. So that is the top junior college on the East Coast.
Okay.
I didn't know that at the time. So I get there, bro. I'm a starter right away. Have a great season. You know, we can get into the football stuff, but you know, I killed it. You know, I killed it. And I'm on a crazy ass rocking team. We had 7 people just from my freshman class that all got D1 scholarships.
Okay.
So it's a great school, but you talk about growing up, I was hustling. I was doing all types of shit. Because in junior college, you gotta survive.
Yeah.
And I know you already know about it. Like it doesn't matter where
I know
you go.
a lot of my niggas do it.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean? You know,
I know San Francisco City College.
You know
all those damn
Mount
schools.
Sac though.
Mount Sac.
Yeah, I know Mount Sac. Yep.
Mount Sac. My niggas went to Mount Sac.
There's a lot of D1s that go from Mount Sac.
A lot of LA gang members go to Mount Sac.
Yeah. Palomar was huge.
Palomar too. Look. My
So-
homeboy, he went to Mount Sac, then he came down and went to Palomar. You feel me? So you know.
But San Francisco City College was probably like the number 1 at the time when I was in junior
Okay, on the
college.
west. Okay.
I had a lot of good ball players come out of there, but I mean, some of the shit that I was doing out there to try to survive, man, I was living off of $200 or $400 or $200 a month.
Wow.
You know, I was paying, $600 rent for myself, living under Poppy's basement, you know what I'm saying? And I had no car, no cell phone, no nothing, bro. It's just a bunch of football players stacked in a room. So you made it, you're playing football, but damn, like, this ain't school, though. This ain't school, though, bro. Like, so that was a different situation, but the camaraderie, that's when I really started establishing the camaraderie with my peoples, because we had to struggle together. We had to be together. We had to, hey, man, if you ain't got it, you got this. But then I met one of my, good friends still to this day, Taiwan Freeney, man. He's a hustler. His cousin was Dwight Freeney. And, this guy came to college already with, 30, 40,000, And I ended up linking with him, and we ended up, just doing some shit. Let me tell you what we should do, bro. So this was when scamming was
early in the scam.
Early. I'm 19 years old.
So you turned into one of them niggas, one of them Queens scamming ass niggas. That's Brooklyn. That's Brooklyn.
Yeah,
Brooklyn's the biggest scam, but they scamming all over.
They're scamming all over. But this had nothing to do with. I might be telling on myself.
We had 20 years. We had 20 years.
We passed the statute.
Yeah, for sure.
This is when I was dealing with checks.
Gotcha.
Yeah, checks were still out. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is, scamming is.
I would get some checks. I'll never forget it because I got Miami Hurricane checks, and all my information was on it. But we found a lady out in Waterbury, Connecticut. Mm-hmm. All right, where my homie was from, where she was able to alter the numbers at the bottom. Because at the bottom of that check,
it's
you got it's the bank account, but each check is different. Mm-hmm. So I if this one says 0012, the next one would say 00123, the next one 00. So it's almost like a new account every time, right? So all we would do, because I would go into the Walmart, Dick's, wherever I wanted to go, wouldn't spend over $200. It was like always $195, always $198. I'd buy either some Tim's, 4 games of a PlayStation. I buy PlayStation, or I buy 4 games from PS. And the reason why you don't want to go over $200 is because anything after that, the manager would have to come.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I run that check through. That shit goes out. Wait a couple of days, go to another spot, just return it, get the cash. Because I had a receipt.
Okay.
Bro, we hit from New York, Tri-State, all the way up to Connecticut, bro, which is like 2 hours. We hit Home Depots. I mean, college, I was making like $1,000, bro. That's great money in college.
Yeah, exactly.
But I was also putting a big risk on my life while I was playing football.
Exactly, could have fucked the whole shit up.
That's crazy. And now if you pay with a card, you can't get cash back.
Yeah,
you gotta put it back.
We're gonna refund on the card. Yeah,
bro.
Blame this man.
Right, bro. So I was doing that in 2002. You know what I'm saying? All the way up through 2003. That's when 50 dropped, Get Rich or Die Trying. It was a great summer. You know what I'm saying? It was a real great summer. In and out of different cars here and there. But all praise the Most High, I didn't get caught up in that, man. Because at the end of the day, man, I always had a good heart. I wasn't trying to be a bad kid, bro. I didn't want to shit on nobody.
You just needed somebody to make it through fucking JUCO.
I needed to make it through, man. I didn't
get to
hurt
that
nobody.
scholarship.
And so
fantastic year at JUCO.
Fantastic year.
Now it's time to go D1.
But wait a minute.
Okay.
Before we get there, my second year happens. I had to sit out.
Of JUCO.
Because transferring from California to New York and then not graduating the way I was supposed to, I was considered a non-matriculated student. I wasn't even supposed to play my freshman year.
Wow. So that second year you have to sit out.
It was definitely a strategic plan based off my coach to keep me another year. Yeah. Wow. Because he knew that, and he used that against me, because he let me play my first year. He wasn't supposed to let me play my first year.
Okay, so he does this in a scheme to keep you another year. Is that scheme successful?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you played 3 years at JUCO.
I'm not going to tell him myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't say, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, Shane, you got to sit. And he said it's so cool, too. Hey, you got to sit out this year. I can't play you. Italian dude. I can't play coach on something. I can't play you. I can't play. I think I just had a crazy ass year. I'm like the #1 receiver in the conference. At least number 3.
As a freshman.
Like, what are you talking about? Can't play.
All right.
So I sit out all 2003.
Wow.
So, all right, so do you see the inconsistencies that I'm going through, nigga? Ain't nothing easy, all right? Ain't nothing easy, bro. Like, why can't this shit just be easy? I got a little taste of it when I was living at the Edomite house in Carlsbad, but what the fuck?
Little preview.
You know what I'm saying? A little preview, but damn, man, all I want is some stability, Lord. Come on, man. Right? So, I come back, I'm killing it. I have another successful year, 2004 year. Now, I got Michigan State coming to my house, you know, greet me in the morning. Hey, you know, we need a ride to school. I ain't gonna give out the coach name. Good coach though. John L. Smith was the head coach at the time. I got Penn State. I got Syracuse knocking on my door again. I got West Virginia.
This is when Penn State had. Is this when
Robinson?
Okay.
Oh my bad.
Oh god. So you really want to? Yeah, he was there. He was there. But yeah, I thought I was gonna go to Penn State after that. I really did. I really thought I took 2 visits to Penn State. I fell in love, man. That place was beautiful. That place was so beautiful. I wanted to go there so bad. I knew I was gonna play. I knew, you know, it was an easy way for me to get drafted early. You know, well, not early, but just in a higher round. I thought, you know, because my mind was always set on that. Like school was cool, but my mind was set on that because, mind you, I haven't talked to my moms yet. I'm like Googling to see if my mom's still alive. You know what I'm saying?
And this is what people got to understand, and I think people take for granted about now, how much easier it is to find people now.
Mm-hmm.
When we're coming up in the 90s, early 2000s, you can't just find somebody.
Hell no.
You'll lose contact with somebody, and then you just... You see what I'm saying? Like, you just don't see them no more. You just don't... It's people you haven't seen, and you can't remember how to get in contact with from 20, 25, 30 fucking years ago. A lot of motherfuckers. So if somebody come and start asking you, well, did you know such and such? I mean, I do. Yeah, I probably knew him, or I know him, or yeah, but I ain't talked to him since I was a fucking kid. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I mean?
That's right.
I don't know how to get a hold of this motherfucker.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because... We're not coming from that time. Like now, you can keep tabs on everybody through social media.
You can mention somebody's name,
you know what I'm saying?
Pop up on your feed.
It'll pop up in your feed now. But then, bro, like you said, nigga, you ain't seen your mom, bro. You just haven't seen her. You don't know where mom and little bro are at all.
At all, bro. At all.
Don't have the slight. Everybody doesn't have cell phone. There's the slightest inclination on how to get a hold of these motherfuckers.
Nothing.
This is still pre-cell phone.
Nah, we had
people had them, but they weren't common.
Yeah, we put it like this: the iPhone didn't come out yet.
I know. Come on.
Yeah, I'm not saying.
I'm just saying. I remember the iPhone.
I'm just saying. This is singular. This is singular.
Yeah, singular before singular gets bought out. What does singular become? AT&T.
Yep.
So this is when, like, if you ever seen like the phone, you flip the phone up and the shit look like a calculator. You know what I'm saying?
Or the Sidekick?
Yeah, like not even
the
that.
Sidekick
like,
is like 2005.
Yeah, a little bit later. But I'm talking about like the flip phone and it flips up and the way the screen look is like a calculator. Like it's like
you're
green,
still green and black.
Green and black.
You're still green and black.
Yeah.
Not the Motorola, y'all.
Motorola's, yeah.
Motorolas and Nokias.
I'm the last, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so Motorola's and Nokias is like what niggas had. You know what I mean? Maybe LGs too.
Did we even have the internet?
Yeah, you had the internet going back into the late 90s.
Yeah, AOL.
Now, early 2000s, you're past AOL now. Some people had dial-up still, but once you 03, 04, you got DSL.
I don't know if we had internet on the cell phone. I forgot.
What you mean, internet on the cell phone?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Hell no.
Okay. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, all right, cool.
Yeah. You could just, texting had just came out at that time. So you used to have the phone and the two-way to text. The two-way texted and the phone call. Then they got rid of the two-way and you can start texting people. I remember the commercial about text messaging. Yeah. Like there was a commercial that now you can text off the phone. I remember when that came out.
That's crazy.
But go ahead.
But nah, yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, so I didn't know, where my mom, my dad, my little brother was at. So whatever. But so I take my visit to Penn State. I took my visits to, West Virginia and all those other places, even Auburn, what's his name? Not Stoutland, but not Paterno, Bowden. I think his name was Bobby Bowden. Yeah, but it's his brother, not the one from Florida State, but his brother. His brother was recruiting me. And I just didn't know anything about no fucking Auburn. Had I known now the information I know now, I probably went to Auburn, but it was in the middle of nowhere. Like, I ain't going out there.
Yeah. I mean, at that time,
I'm from the West Coast. You know what I mean? I don't know nothing about
Auburn
that.
doesn't have didn't have the draw right then that it do today. Not at all.
That's true. That's true. But now they had Campbell though.
Okay.
And remember, what's the brother? The two running backs that they had. The one that went to Miami, Rodney. You know who I'm talking about. It was a 1 and 2 punch. It was a 1 and 2 punch. Remember, he was one of the first people to do the Wildcat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? So, no, they had them, but they was like kind of like the start of it, right?
The fucking Wildcat.
Yeah, that was a crazy little offense.
And the Wildcat and the pistol. But
Yeah, that's right. All right. But yeah, so, you know, it comes time to it. You know, I narrowed it down to Penn State. And guess what? Another inconsistency happens, right? So I couldn't make it out in time for the scout for all the so I couldn't make it out in time for me to transfer over there. So third summer session happens. I was supposed to make it out in 2. I ended up doing a statistic class that I had to take in order to get out of junior college. Yeah. So I lost that. Very devastated on that because that was just a free lunch ticket for me. But it's all good, right? So I had Hofstra, the school that I vowed that I would never go to.
Why?
It was right there. And I know you know Long Island. Like, you gotta understand, bro. Like, Nassau is literally Nassau is where we're at right now.
So you don't get to go anywhere, basically. You just here.
Hofstra is literally like where fucking Walmart's at.
Okay, right.
Like, no, literally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that close, bro. Like. So I wanted to see something different. I wanted to get out of New York. I just wanted to be away. I wanted the college experience.
Didn't get it.
Well, I got it, but not like. That's why I said I had more fun at JUCO than I did, Hofstra. But it turned out to be a blessing in disguise, man, because we had an individual by the name of Marcus Colston, who played for the Saints 10 years, won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, Marcus Colston.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
He had a pretty decent year. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then we had guys like DeVal Ellis, who played in the league, and Willie Colon, who was a guard for Pittsburgh, who ended up winning the Super Bowl. Then we had Stephen Bowen, who played 10 years. So this was the class right before me, and those guys all had great careers. So now it's time for me to shine my senior year. Mind you, I didn't play my junior year because I had those guys in front of me. It wasn't a talent issue. It was those guys premiered. It was their senior year.
Gotcha.
And obviously doing what they did, they should have had that, right? You about to ask a question? I didn't know.
No.
Oh, okay. So I come up now my senior year of high school. My senior year of college, and it was time, bro. All I could think about is Chad Johnson style. I don't know if you're familiar with Chad Johnson did in college, or how he only had 1 year to shine.
I didn't know that.
He went to JUCO. Him, Steve Smith, and what's the old dude, the long hair, T.J. Hushmanzada. They all played JUCO together.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They all played JUCO together. Yes, I worked out with their wide receiver coach in Pasadena at Pasadena City College one time, actually in LA. But they all no problem.
Tell him.
Y'all gonna stop walking out on my interviews, bro.
No, listen, brother. Look at these bottles.
Y'all being disrespectful, man.
I shouldn't have drank that much water.
I should keep going.
Yeah.
Okay. But I ended up, going to Hofstra, man, and it ended up being the best situation for me. I come into my senior year, and bro, I come out like a raging bull, bro. Like,
okay, so boom, Mr. Combine.
Yeah, so I didn't make the combine, man. I was real mad about that, but hey, it's okay. Not everybody goes to the combine. It's not. I wasn't really too concerned about it. The agent process was really funny, though. The agent process was interesting. I had an opportunity. I forgot what the group that I was in a deal with, but he wanted me to leave school early. And out of all the inconsistencies that I had, from leaving California to New York, I at least wanted to get a piece of paper. I just, whatever, for whatever it was worth, I wanted to get a piece of paper, and I ended up not taking that. Some money, a lot of money was involved with that, but I ended up doing the right thing. Not a lot, but it was a lot for me at the time. I was gonna live down in Atlanta, coincidentally, and I was gonna go to a place out here called what was the place called? It was some sports facility out here, and everything paid for, just to kind of get me ready for my combine that was gonna take place back at school. So I ended up signing with Art Weiss, who was a guy who was Wayne Corbett's agent. That's kind of how it happens, man. It's all bullshit, bro. Like, these agents get one guy or two guys, and it's just a constant flow of like, hey, yeah, he's associated with the school, so go ahead, and no really good proper guidance on the whole thing. I mean, the guy came to my house, sat down, and said what he's gonna do, not knowing that this guy is just a real lawyer, and then he's a football agent, enthusiast, in his spare time.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That, because you got to become a lawyer first.
To be an agent.
Okay. You got to go through those rankings. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people are like, well, hey, I went to college, or I know some guys who played sports, so let me try to make some connections. That's how it worked. You know what I'm saying? That's how it worked. There ain't really no school to become an agent. You just got to know people.
These dudes are all agents.
Are all agents. They all selling. So I ended up signing with him. Got a little bit of bread from him too. A little advance. So I'm going back to school balling.
Nigga need that little advance.
I took everybody to Fridays. But no, it was cool. It was really cool. So I'm training at this place in Jersey, Parisi, and now the combine is coming up. So, bro, that was probably the most scariest thing I've ever done. Not from the physical aspect of it, but I had all 32 scouts come to see me.
Just yourself, though.
That's what the San Francisco guy said. You know what I'm saying? Right hand, right? Like, that's what he said, right? So we only had 4 guys coming out. One of them was one of the running backs. He didn't have a great season. The quarterback, he did okay, but I was his scapegoat. So, I remember right before I ran my 40, he said, yo, they're all here to see you. He said that to me right when I was at the fucking line.
Gotta run fast, nigga.
Yeah, so I ended up running, I think, a 4.5. I wasn't a fast guy, but I was a guy who knew how to separate. I understood angles. I understood defenses.
It's not just about speed.
Yeah, it's just not about speed. But my fastest 40 for the record is a 4.41. All right, that's my fastest. But I ran a 4.5, and it was pretty good. But ended up getting a couple tryouts, not tryouts, but a couple of workouts with the Giants. The Miami wanted to work me out. This is all stuff leading up before the draft. They just want to work people out because there's a big-ass board, bigger than this room, and they got every single position with like 40 names in each position, backup upon backups upon backups, right before the draft. And they're like, okay, if we're not able to get Chief in this round, okay, we're gonna go to the side, okay, but everything is backups variables. It's just situational ball.
Exactly, we don't know who's gonna take. You don't know who's gonna take,
and that's why the draft is so fucked up. Like, you got your first 10 guys, but after that, it's up in the air, and one guy can fuck it up. Ted Ginn. One guy can fuck it up. You know what I'm saying? So, it's Friday, whatever day it was, Saturday.
You in your suit?
Nah, I'm not in my suit. I'm at school. I'm in my sweats. I'm just chilling amongst me and my other dude. My other guy just got drafted the year before. He's in Detroit, and Marcus and all those guys. And I'm just sitting there, man. I'm just sitting there waiting. The draft starts. And I was in the 2007 draft, so I had Adrian Peterson. I had Ted Ginn. I had there's so many damn names, but it was a good draft. It really was a good draft. Not that many receivers taken in the first round, I think, but it was a good draft. But Tenga messed it up. I'm always gonna blame him. He's the reason why I didn't get drafted. And I thought I was gonna get called the 4th round. I think it was day 2. Philadelphia was on the phone with me, talking, rapping with me, and hey, we're gonna draft you, man. We need you. And this is from the scout that I played. I mean that saw me down in Marshall, and you know, 5th round rolls around, nothing happened. I'm talking back and forth with my agent. It's a grueling process, bro. You know what I'm saying? You work yourself up to this one moment, and like nothing's panning out, and you're like, damn, like it's like damn, nobody want me, but not knowing that this is a business and it's all about. There's so many different things that you can't control, but you don't know that when you first come in, right? But
you look at it like it's a damn. You're just playing at the park and they're picking teams.
Nah, that ain't it.
This is political.
This is political. This is money, and this is investing. Man, like you better get your shit straight. So 7th round's coming around. I'm like, look, I ain't been drafted yet. I know I'm definitely going in the 7th. Like if I don't go in the 7th, something's up. We're on the phone with the Jets. Jets was talking about they was going to take me. They ended up taking somebody else from Virginia Tech, who I ended up playing with when I was in New York, who wasn't all that good to me. He was like 5'7", 5'6", whatever. So my name doesn't get called. So it was a disappointment. But right before I can hang my head up, I'm on the phone with Philadelphia, and I'm on the phone with St. Louis. I take the Philadelphia call first, and the guy said, I forgot forgive me from the scout's name, I don't know his name. He said, listen, Shane. And he was sincere, too. He was sincere, brother. Because he saw me, play throughout the season. And he was like, look, we don't have any money for you, but I'm telling you right now, if you come to Philadelphia, you're going to make the active roster, and you're probably going to play. He says, I believe in you. I know what you can do. Just come here. But he started off with saying, hey, we don't have any money. And I didn't know that was a good thing because he was honest.
When you first heard that, was it just...
yeah, bro.
This nigga couldn't say anything worse than that. We don't have any money for
But
you.
I didn't know any better.
Right.
I'm not understanding that there's no difference between a free agent and, and a person getting drafted in the fucking 7th round.
Mm-hmm.
6th round. It's still the same,
The pay is the same because I think the lottery picks how they do it.
You don't even have to get paid when you're an undrafted free agent.
Mm-hmm.
In the 7th round, I mean, they might give you, I don't know, it's probably up now, but like 40, 50 grand, maybe 30 grand, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Or nothing, like, I don't know. And I ended up getting on the phone with St. Louis, and they had some money for me. They said they was going to give me X amount of money, and I ended up taking it.
Mm-hmm.
Not having the proper guidance from my agent saying, like look, that was the worst. That was the beginning but the end of my football career right there. Mm-hmm. I don't care what anybody says. I know it, and I blame myself because I took the money. I didn't take the opportunity that I could have had.
Because if you get the playing time, then you get to sign a bigger contract, and then the money comes with it.
I get a bit.
Just not as fast, maybe.
Yeah, that's right. Because at the time, they didn't have T.O. Deshaun Jackson didn't come yet. All they had was Jason Avant, who I love. You know what I'm saying? He's actually a real diehard Christian. We got to talk to you, Jason. But
there's still two. I mean, there's multiple receiving positions.
And Todd Pinkston, who was on his way out. So they didn't have anybody. So it was room for me to grow, new opportunities, right? But what did my dumb ass do? I ended up going to a team that has fucking 2 Pro Bowl Hall of fucking Famers. Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce. They just signed Drew Bennett from UCLA. You know what I'm saying? With a $30 million deal. And then I got the fucking X Factor. Dante Hall. Who ended up being my damn roommate. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, what the fuck did I do? Like, there's no amount of money for me to take what I just did. Like, but I'm here.
But you have no guidance.
I have no guidance.
Nobody's there to tell you.
No guidance. Another inconsistency. Right? So yeah, bro. So I ended up, taking that. But you know what? It was a learning experience. I met some of the best guys. I still have a lot of relationships with some of those guys to this day. I had some great times out there in St. Louis, man. Shout out to St. Louis, man. Interesting town. And it was cool, bro. Like, there's nothing like, getting into that practice facility and then, just seeing. I was real big on just the NFL logo. Like,
what was it like? What was that feeling like? I'm here now.
What was that feeling like coming out of that tunnel with the Edward Jones Dome?
Well, see, I was going to get to that because that's crazy. That's crazy you even know that. But
I know all the arenas.
Yeah, that's
And
crazy.
you know why? You want to know why I know every arena in America?
I'm afraid to
stadium?
ask, but go ahead.
Wrestling.
Wow.
Wrestling.
Okay.
Because on Monday we're Nitro's at the Jones Dome.
Was that a popular dome for that?
Well, what happened was because at its height, especially WCW, when WCW was at its height, they would run the NFL venues.
It's like the guru of fucking wrestling.
I'm telling you, they would run the NFL venues because they were that hot. If they were coming to Atlanta, it's Georgia Dome. They're not going to the fucking at the Phillips. No, that ain't big enough. It's gonna be 50,000. We're putting Goldberg versus Hogan on a Monday night. It's gonna be 50,000 people in there.
He literally just woke up when we mentioned wrestling. Like he woke up. He just had another kick. Like
I'm telling you. So the Jones Dome. I know all the arenas and all the stadiums because of wrestling. But go ahead.
That's crazy. A lot of people don't know that. That's Edward Jones. Yeah, but you're right.
Dome, nigga, I know the name.
Yeah,
listen, if they renamed it, nigga, I know the old name,
right,
the current name.
Okay.
He knows Portland, the Rose Garden.
The Rose Garden,
It used to be called
no, it's the Rose Garden. Now it's the Motor Center.
Now it's the Motor Center. It used to be originally called the Rose Garden.
I'm telling you, bro.
That's crazy.
Seattle get Key Arena.
Nigga, I don't know any dome still to this day,
bro.
really,
I know everything.
I
Everyone,
go by teams.
even the shit now. You got the goddamn what's that? Indianapolis, the Lucas Oil Stadium.
Yeah, I know Lucas Oil.
Oh
yeah,
my
that's famous.
God,
Yeah,
that's it. You know what I mean? AT&T. We've been out.
You been to AT&T?
We taught there, and I've been to a game at AT&T.
You was there for the Big 12 championship. Yeah, okay.
Which that
right.
AT&T is
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
It's stupid.
It's ridiculous. I know.
No,
yeah,
that
it's
fucking
ridiculous.
TV
It's ridiculous.
It's
like 100 feet, right? Or something like that.
Listen, all I know is listen, just watching that TV is worth the price of admission.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But nah, man, like, you know, you were hitting on it, the NFL logo and just Edward Jones, like, yo, bro, just walking into the facility. But, like, seeing, like, Torrey Holt, seeing Isaac Bruce, like, before I even get to a game, like, I'm amongst the greats. Like, I watch these motherfuckers on TV. Marshall Faulk. I didn't play with Marshall Faulk, but he was always around.
Mm-hmm.
Orlando Pace.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Will Witherspoon, like, I can name these cats, you know what I'm saying? Pisa Tissanoma, who's from Vista.
Yeah.
Brandon Chiller, who I played high school football with at Carlsbad.
Mm-hmm.
So I already got two people on my rookie year team.
He was at the Rams then?
Yeah, Brandon
Because I
Chiller.
was I'm talking about Pisa.
You probably know Chicago.
Pisa, yeah, Chicago. That's how I know him from Chicago.
Nah, he got drafted.
Okay, I didn't know
that was the first Bentley. That was the first time I ever jumped in a Bentley. It was his shit.
Fucking Pisa Tino.
It was his shit.
I liked Pisa Tino.
Yeah, bro, he was a good dude.
He was a linebacker, right?
Yeah, good dude, bro. I remember.
Because I remember there was one year in Madden where I would only play with the Bears.
Okay.
And you know we had
Number 59.
We had Pisa and we had Urlacher.
Yeah.
Pisa and Urlacher on.
That's right. He did
on
play with
defense.
Urlacher.
And then boom, on the other side of the ball, we got Jay Cutler, we got Devin Hester, we got Matt Forte.
Yeah,
you know what
bro.
I mean? So I liked the Bears.
Never forget his shit, bro. All white, ostrich skin inside, butter. Man, that shit was
that was a check.
Nigga, I'm like, God damn, nigga. I'm just asking him, like, yo, how you get this here? You know, he's like, you know, I'm good, bro. You know, from Vista. You know what I'm saying? That's my hometown. You know what I'm saying? Out of Vista. So that was good to see.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, bro, it's breathtaking, man. Like, but at the same time, bro, you gotta like sober up. Because now you starting to understand, and they make you realize real early, this is a job, bro. Like, you can't be too much in awe, you know what I'm saying? Because the people that you see, that's the reason why they hired you, because you gotta take their fucking job.
Exactly.
And if you stay in Wonderland too long, nigga, you just gonna be another body passing through.
Mm-hmm.
But it was definitely humbling. It was definitely great, you know. The respect that you get, you know, just from people, family members, and, you know, the type of feeling when you walk out on that field. Shit, it's taking me back. You see me? It's humbling, bro. It's humbling, and not to say that that's the, you know, the mecca of life or anything like that, but that was the ultimate goal that I wanted for myself. And all those adversities and inconsistencies that I've had, I fucking finally got it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? All praise to the Most High. You know what I'm saying?
Have you caught back up with Mom at this point?
Yes, I have. I actually found she was on the street. Damn, we totally missed that story. Yeah, we back, but we can touch back on it later. But yeah, I ended up getting back in touch with her. Actually, no.
Not yet.
No.
She didn't even know you were drafted.
She didn't know that she didn't even know that I picked. She didn't know I got drafted. She didn't know. I didn't. Salakia, I did not talk to my mom yet. I'm gonna tell you that story in a minute.
Hey, mom, in NFL. That's
you
a
know
pretty crazy
she
story,
didn't
man.
know. Her last impression of me was me as a junior in high school,
Going to live with the Turks.
going to live with my friends in Carlsbad. That's it. That's the last
So crazy, man.
thing that my brother and my mom had. That's the last memory. So I'm playing. I mean, it was a humbling experience, man. I remember we played our first game. We're playing against San Diego at home.
San Diego Superchargers.
I look over because you walk out pre-warm-ups. I just bought my Bose headphones, and I'm trying to fit in. Everybody got their headphones.
Yeah, that was that time. That's what
that time. You know what I'm saying? I got my shorts on.
The 90s, that wasn't happening.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I'm chilling. Playing against the Chargers, my home team. And then I just had to look over. I see LaDainian. That boy's so cold.
At peak time, Daniel.
That boy's so cold, bro. That nigga's warm up looked like he was playing. It was a humbling experience. You know what I'm saying? Like I made it, right? I made it. I'm about to play for the world. I'm about to make my debut. I'm about to show niggas yo, look what I did. Just all that. And then nigga, I'm in the NFL, nigga. What can you know what I'm saying? Whatever, right? I don't give a fuck. I got it, right? And I had my first game, and it was cool, bro. It was cool. I didn't do too much. I played a lot of special teams, and because again, I wasn't taking out the Pro Bowlers yet.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was cool, bro. It was really, really cool. And then the business hits of the game. I get traded to the Jets. Yeah, I get traded to the Jets.
This is in your first season?
This is 2000. No, this is 2008.
So your second season?
Yeah, 2008. Okay. And I go to the Jets. I'm still wet behind the ears, so I'm still new, but I'm going to a whole facility. I don't know how this whole thing goes. Mm-hmm. So I go to the Jets, get picked up by the Jets. And mind you too, shout out to the Rams, bro. I mean, they probably say this to everybody, but when they let people go, but I believe I had a lot of respect in that place. You know what I'm saying? I fought my ass off. I went up against the veterans all the damn time. I didn't hang out with the rookies because I was always trying to get to where they was at. Mm-hmm. This is my moment, right? So I remember Corey Chase. You remember Corey Chase? Mm-hmm. You do remember Corey Chase? Okay, you still there. Okay. So veteran safety, real good dude. Can't talk worth a lick, but smart as all hell. I'm one of the smartest brothers I ever actually came in contact with. Went to Vanderbilt.
Okay.
Can't talk. He sound like this, just all that shit. But he can't talk. But smart as hell. But smart as fuck.
Out of Vandy.
You know what I'm saying? Out of Vanderbilt. And I remember he was preaching to the rookies at the time, and he was like 13 because I had Kurt Warner's old number. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, shit. That's why you see the jersey. You saw the jersey hanging. I got number 13, whatever. But he says, "Look, stand up." I'm like, they called me New York because I came out of Hofstra, and he was like, "Look, man, if y'all work hard like this boy, if y'all do what he do, staying after practice, and then you know what I'm saying." He just gave me a lot of everything that he said. Just made me feel like, damn, bro, I kind of made it at that point now.
Yeah, because we have veterans recognizing your drive and determination and admonishing the other rookies to pattern themselves after you.
That's right, man. And it felt good. It felt good for him to be a 10-year vet, for him to acknowledge little on me. It was great.
And he utilized you as the standard.
That's right.
For the rookies to follow.
That's right. Not to mention, man, playing with Steven Jackson was ridiculous. To be that damn big, 6'3", running a 4.39 or 2, whatever the fuck he ran.
Unreal.
Coming out of Las Vegas as a junior. Yo.
Unreal.
In practice, bro, watching him just hit that hole, there's nobody that wanted to go ahead. Nobody. Weighed 240. Nobody wanted to do that. He was just too damn... Bro, our quarterback situation was Mark Bolger. What's the old dude that played for Minnesota? Old guy. Not old guy, you know him, Mark Bolger. He used to play for Miami. Trent Green.
Yeah. Okay.
Mark Bolger, Trent Green. Dude from Miami. Hurricanes.
Who?
White boy, man. Come on, man.
Is that the Rams?
Yeah, bro.
No.
Won championships at Miami Hurricanes during that 2002 era.
What's this nigga?
Little white boy. You gotta check this out. Sorry, we gotta take time for this.
Ken Dorsey?
Nope, right after him.
What year is this? 2008?
2003. It had to be 2003. Hold on.
We talking about?
Dude, quarterback. 2008 Rams quarterback.
2007.
Trent Green?
No.
Bro, what the hell?
Played for Miami Hurricanes.
Mark Bolger?
No, that's Mark Bolger. That was our starting quarterback. Got 60 mil too. That boy had that shit.
Bolger.
It was Mark Bolger, Trent Green. Then we had, come on, man, dude from Miami Hurricanes. Famous quarterback who came out of college.
Brock Berlin. Okay.
Brock Berlin, Bruce Gronkowski, and Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Okay.
Those were all the quarterbacks that we had. Fitzy was my guy. Ryan Fitzpatrick was a good dude. He was my guy out there, man. But yeah.
Fucking Brock Berlin.
You remember him?
Yeah. When I seen his face.
You remember him at UM?
I remember this goddamn. Hold on, not this face. I remember this face.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Brock Berlin, man. He ended up lasting for a little while, but yeah. So moving forward, man, I'm at the Jets now, and it was an interesting situation, man. Like I that's when I really saw the business aspect of a football team going down the drains. Like that's when I understood like there's no camaraderie in this building. Everybody just want to get the fuck out. They hate management. I saw the lowest of the lowest in that facility, in my opinion.
In the Jets?
Yo, on paper, we were a Super Bowl team. I mean, bro, we had Lavernius Coles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we had what's the other? Damn, my mind's escaping. We had the other wide receiver that just came from Tennessee, number 81. We'll get to him. We had Brad Smith. We had Eric Coleman, who's my dog out of Washington. Washington Huskies, Eric Coleman. He's like, yeah.
Racist.
Yeah, we had, what's the old dude? I used to date Megan Good, running back.
No.
Came out of Notre Dame, him and his brother. His brother went to Washington, and I think the other one went to Notre Dame. No, the other one went to Minnesota, and the other one went to Notre Dame.
Were they making good?
No. His brother went to his brother ended up playing for Dallas, and he was with the Jets. They were both Jones. Yeah, Thomas Jones. Yeah, Thomas Jones. I mean, bro, we had them all, bro.
Revis played?
Oh yeah, me and Darrell came in the same year.
Okay.
Yeah, we came in the same year, 2007 draft. Revis, that was my dog, man. Cool dude, bro.
Revis Island, nigga.
Yo, one of the hardest quarters I ever went against, by far.
You have to go against him in practice too.
Yeah, bro. Like that's when it's the hardest.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's easy in the games.
God.
In practice it's the hardest, bro. Like he's not fast. He just knows how to play football. and he trusts himself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's not cocky, but he's definitely confident. You know what I'm saying?
God.
Like not that big, probably like maybe 200 pounds, 195. But bro, he's just doesn't even have a football body per se, bro. He just knows how to play the fucking game.
And that's what's important in every game more than anything else is knowing how to play the game.
That's it.
Somebody can be an athlete and be in shape and be this and that. But having that IQ in
Yeah.
what you're doing
Yeah.
is going to give you the edge over
Yeah.
people who don't.
Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna be the 13th pick overall for nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you're just not, bro.
You're just out there. You're just making fucking play. You're just making it happen.
That guy was phenomenal. Watching him, he was phenomenal. Probably one of the better players I've ever seen in person. Like, you know what I'm saying, on my team. But we went 4-12 that year. We went 4-12. We were under Eric Mangini, who was in competition with the great Bill Belichick.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't gonna happen, bro.
At all.
At all. You know what I'm saying? And we were infamous for trading players. Both teams were back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Right? If you left the Jets, you were going to the Patriots. I ended up doing that one time.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, man, it was a different situation. People just wanted to leave. You know, I remember, bro, the last game of the season, we played Kansas City Chiefs. We went 4-12, and niggas was popping champagne bottles.
Because you won the last game?
Nah, bro, they were just ready to go.
They went 4-12.
That's how disrespectful they were, Con.
Damn.
That's how disrespectful they were, bro. They didn't care. Vilma, I didn't even know if Jonathan Vilma was on our team.
He wasn't Vilma yet.
No, he was Vilma. He was just hurt, and he wasn't there. He said, "Fuck yeah, I'm out." He left.
Vilma.
He laid towards ACL that year.
Damn.
So yeah, I didn't even know. I mean, I knew he was on the team, but I didn't see him like maybe
He wasn't around.
He wasn't around. So yeah, bro. And then now moving forward, now I see my mom.
After 2 years in the league.
After 2 years in the league, I go home. And Salaki, I won't take it.
You could.
Yo, okay. So I go back to Carlsbad, where I stayed at before. So you know, I come home. I made it now. You know, everybody kind of know who I am, whatever, blah blah blah. And I'm in the guest house, and I get a call from the nanny saying, "Shane, I think I see your mom." I mean, I just decided to go home in April. I mean, it ain't.
After the season, whatever.
You know, workouts is done. And I'm like, what? She's like, Shane, I think I see your mom. I get up.
It's been 7 years, right?
Yeah. Rush down the bottom of the hill, and lo and behold, it's my mother. She's been on the streets this whole time.
Where's your brother?
He was in foster care.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? He was in foster care. That's why I wasn't able to get in touch with her. That's why I couldn't find any info on her, because she's just been in the streets. Literally on the streets, just walking from Carlsbad to Oceanside to just in that by that mall. Just wandering around, bro. And my mom, you know, she's a strong woman. She's very prideful, bro. She didn't do drugs, you know. And when I saw her, I didn't see my mom, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that wasn't my mom. You know, like, that's very, very humbling, because we got to reflect a little bit. I've worked so hard to get to where I'm at just so I can get my mom out of this situation, but I was never prepared to see what I saw. So it's like I made it, but I failed. You know what I mean? Like, that's a very humbling situation, you know?
Did you think maybe if you stayed, something would have changed, and what?
I mean, that kind of goes into the other question that you asked me, like, had I stayed in Oceanside and done what I did with football, could I have possibly met? I don't know. Only the Most High know that.
What was that like, seeing, you know what I mean, what was the exchange like?
She was different. You know, you could tell living on the streets got her, man. You talking about a woman, you know, who kind of lost everything, and now she's being on the streets is a whole different mechanism of survival tactics. You know what I'm saying, man? We all had homies that, you know, but there's different rules of engagements when you're on the street. Mm-hmm. It's not the same, even when you have bare none, but it's so different on the streets. It's like there aren't no rules. And my mom didn't have to explain that to me, but I knew she probably been through a nice little portion of that, especially for 7 years. Mm-hmm. At some point, you know? And it wasn't a second thought, bro. I got her. I put her in a great hotel while I was still, you know, doing my vacation, and she was on. I got her on the flight with me back home. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I had to do. You know, I was just happy that I got her. I don't care what condition she was in. She was out of it a little bit. You could tell she wasn't just receptive as much. She wouldn't look me in my eyes. Like, if she was just off, you know what I'm saying? Like, she was just off. Yeah, bro, it was humbling, bro. It was humbling. You know, that trip, me being in the league and just all that other shit put a whole lot of shit in perspective. You feel me? You know? And now at that point, I just had to get my mom back to where she was. You know, so I flew her back to New York, and then I eventually put her back with her family in New Jersey.
Okay, because, yeah, that's where she's from. Boom. Made that connection. Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, so, how many years you end up playing in the league?
So, officially 2.5.
Okay.
Officially. Which as far as I got credit for.
Okay.
But, you know, from 2007 to 2010, you know, I was, but you talk about, like, football credits. Yeah.
Okay, was at that time. So then, boom, you get out of the league, and then what?
Yeah, so I finished my career in Buffalo, man, and great experience up there. You know,
I mean, you know, that O.J. Simpson's team.
yeah,
So
you know, it was
always
great.
see that
Yeah, I had some good times up there, man. And
Buffalo's doing good this year.
yeah, but
Just like
Buffalo,
and the Browns.
Hey.
Who'd have thought these two teams?
You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what? And shout out to my cousin, man. You know, my first cousin, you know, my mom's sister's son, you know, he had a phenomenal year this year. I've been proclaiming it since he was a junior or a sophomore that he's going to be the best overall running back in the league. And he's getting the respect that he deserves. He should have won the Heisman, but he didn't, but it's okay. I still love you, JT. But he plays for the Colts. You know, he was a early second-round draft pick to the Colts. He ended up finishing with like 1,000 yards. And he got player of the month.
Okay.
He just got player of the month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you told me.
Yeah, he just got player of the month. So shout out to him, you know, keep it in the family. But I ended up leaving football. Now I'm like, all right, I got a little money. I don't know what I want to do. I don't want to go into the financial world. I don't want to become a coach. I don't want to become a phys ed teacher, which is easy. So I had different avenues. This
is what NFL niggas do when they're not in the league.
Yeah. Like I didn't want to do that. Or people who really made it, you know, like they can just jump into like investments and business. And I was always fascinated. We talked about this, but I was always fascinated with just the art of the deal. I love that shit. Like, you see, like, I love business.
The art of the
I may
deal.
not know it, but I love just learning about it. I love understanding what it takes to get a deal done. And so I get an opportunity. My boy, who in college, who we were scamming with, he moves down to Atlanta, and he's like, "Hey, look, I'm starting this personal training company up. I know you just, you know, got done. Come down, you know, rock with me. I could use your help. I trust you more than anything. You know, look, I got some ideas that I know we can really take this thing off, you know, off the ground." I'm like, all right, cool. So I came down, tried it out. I ended up living with him because I didn't want to buy a spot. You know, I still have a spot in New York, you know, so we're doing that. And it was a big change. You know what I'm saying? It was a big change for me. But I knew for a fact that living and doing work in New York just wasn't for me. I didn't like that hustle and bustle because you're not making anything. You know what I'm saying? And what I wanted to do, I wanted to have like a good lifestyle, and I know like I had to make like 40 times that just
to do it in New York.
It was, you know what I'm saying? Not to say it wouldn't have happened, but it just would have been different. And I ended up moving down, bro. It was a personal training company. It was a company called Got a Trainer, and I don't care who you are. If you're a trainer and you're 30 years old, you definitely know about the company that we had. We were the biggest and largest mobile personal training company in Atlanta. Okay. We groomed a lot of trainers. I mean, bro, we've had so many trainers come through our program to where now they're just doing their own thing. Like Kevin Hart's trainer. Like, they all came through our kind of business. But we ended up doing really, really great, man. Really, really great. And I really learned business. I really learned how to get to the bag. I really learned how to negotiate. I learned how to deal with people in a more experienced but more straight line way, I guess you could say. We used to call it the straight line close. But we, you know, just from a number standpoint, we hit a lot of, you know, 1 year I think we hit over $1.5 million in credit cards, and I think like $500,000-$600,000 in cash. Now this is just through a team of 10 trainers. You know what I'm saying? And we set it up just like any other, you know, big time major corporation business did. It was great. It was really, really great. It was really great. You know, but yeah.
Okay, and then so then all of a sudden you start hearing about the Hebrew Israelites.
Oh, the Big Bang Theory.
The Big Bang Theory. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, the Big Bang Theory, bro. So yeah, man, this is 2019, and it's October. I'm just on YouTube, you know, being wicked, smoking. Just, you know, just doing all that, man. Just in my bathroom, my own little space. You know, got my family in the next room. Living in Buckhead at the time. Right before I bought my house. But I'm on YouTube just looking at some business stuff. Like I always just trying to critique myself, and I come across I think this guy in an afro. This guy in an afro.
Man.
Right, it was miniature back then, though. It was still an afro. And the Bach, you know, rebuking the hell out of Creflo Dollar on Old National.
I remember that day
So vividly.
Yeah.
I remember that day. Bro, I remember us driving to that. I remember everything about that day.
Man, because that afro, my hair is the number one thing I remember about it. No, seriously.
It was blowing in the wind, too.
Because I remember waking up beforehand, because me and the sisters, I was cousin, I'd be braiding my hair. I think I was supposed to go there the day before, and I just was like, man, who cares?
Because it was camp day.
Right. And so,
Saturday, and then we go out there on Sunday. Yeah.
Right, you see what I'm saying?
Just ain't have time.
Y'all literally at the time, y'all were holding camp right there on them ground. That's what it was, right? Y'all was holding camp right there.
Yeah, we went there. So the brothers at Cornerstone had called us and was like, look, we doing this thing. We've been going out there to Creflo's thing. I went and talked to the mayor of South Fulton. I got a letter from the mayor.
Yeah.
He's like, look, because the police keep trying to shut us down. Look, come out. Y'all, we want y'all to come out with us. Nigga, we hit Creflo. Cool, let's go.
Yeah.
We're riding on Creflo.
And I remember waking up, because we had to wake up hella early.
Yeah. Because we got to get the church let out.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, okay, you know, I'm going to wake up. Let me just, I ain't get it braided, so I'm going to just go in the shower, get it wet, pick it out, to make it look nice. Bro, I woke up, listen, didn't put nothing in my hair, just ran the hot water in my hair, went like this with it, dried it off. All right, let's go. Yo. Next thing you know, 300,000 people watching this crazy ass hair.
Let me tell you, just real talk. I mean, I give all praise to the Most High, bro. But that video saved, you know, not saved my life, but it definitely corrected me. It put me in a position that I'm sitting on this couch right now. That video, I'm sitting on this couch because of that video, amongst others. But that was the first one, so them videos really worked.
That's great, and so it's just so heavy, man. Because like I said. They have been, you know, brothers, they have been did it a couple times. And like, man, y'all come out, you know? And I'm like, all right, yeah, you know what I'm saying? We just went, you know?
And that's a testimony, too, in itself. Like, that's why it's so important, bro. Like, especially in these last days, we're probably going to ramp it up a little bit more. But it's so imperative that we get out there on the highways and byways, man, because... Bro, you just never know, right? You just never know how much fruit you're going to put out.
Yeah, what video and this is going to reach somebody and it's going to mean everything to somebody.
Everything.
What was it like seeing that video? What's going through your mind?
Without having heard about this shit ever.
Like, who, I think that's the most interesting part. That's the most interesting part. I'm going to get to that. I'm hitting on that right now. So... Mind you, I just left Creflo Dollar's church like maybe a month prior to that, bro.
Left like you just had
I was one of those, like, I'm just going to receive the word, bro. And you know what I'm saying? I was going to Mace's joint. You know, Mace is like my guy, too. Like, I was going to Mace's joint for a while.
Murder Mace. You motherfucker. That's you.
I love you, bro. You my dog, man. You know we going to link up, but, oh, man.
You know what that reminds me of?
What?
The Bird Gang swerve on. Man, I will do it till you do it. Jim Jones gets
and he got another church. I told you.
Yeah, you just told me he got a new church.
Brother Mace, we might be outside your church.
We're gonna pull up, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I love you. We're gonna pull up. It's all love. But yeah, bro. Seeing that, I literally, bro. I remember. I'm on the toilet, not literally, but I'm on the toilet, you know, smoking, and I'm like. I see this YouTube video, and all I hear was like, yo, I remember Israelites, and I remember, yo, God hates. And I'm like, what? I stood up, you know, I'm just kind of like, what the fuck is it? Yo, nigga, I watched whatever, 25 minutes. I don't know how long it was, 25, 30 minutes. And I was like, yo, I sat the phone down. I'm like, yo, either I'm tripping, or these niggas got a cult, because I never seen, heard any philosophy like this.
That's crazy that you were in New York too and never heard about this.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But come to think of it, I remember the niggas in the I was about to say empowerment, but I can't do that. Salaki. I remember IUIC being on the corner of Jamaica Avenue in right by the Coliseum. They always used to be there, right by the Jay-Z in the F line.
Wow.
Right there, I remember that. But it didn't. I'm just hearing some niggas on the speaker just being loud.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
If you're not paying attention, it won't even register what's going on.
It don't register with me.
It's just more noise.
Yeah, it's just
Wow,
more
niggas wearing purple.
Yeah, it's just more noise, bro. But yo, I just been like, yo, this. I said, everything that I just heard, it debunks everything that I just learned. What the that can't be true. But I'm one of those types of people where I like to understand how people think, because it gives me a better perspective either on how to debunk you, or I know how to deal with you and I can understand where you're coming from, good, bad, or indifferent. So I listen, and nigga, I'm getting sucked, and I'm like, but at the same time, I'm like, yo, shit makes sense. Like, yeah, yo, nigga, like, why all of us, like, I know we just didn't wake up in slavery, like, how come I can't fucking name where I'm from? Like, there's 53 countries in Africa.
Where the fuck am I from?
Where the fuck am I from? I called Tone, who I brought.
Okay, yeah.
I called him that night. He'll testify. I called him that night. I'm like, yo, Tone, nigga, I think we Israelites. No, real talk. I think you from the tribe of Benjamin. I don't even know if I said that at that time, but I'm just like, yo, bro, like, yo, just this overwhelming spirit.
Yeah.
Just like, it hit me like a fucking ton of bricks. And I'm like, yo, everything made sense. Like, nigga, there was no, I've been go ever since that day. Ever since that night. All praise to the Most High, man, at the water for SICARRI. But, yo, bro, ever since that night, nigga, it's like, yo, I got woken up. I woke up, bro. I woke up out of fucking sleep. Like, now I understand what this shit is all about, bro. And I can't emphasize it enough, man. Like, all praise to the Most High, bro, because, bro, like, we don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, I can't believe, and it's so simple the way the Most High did it, but, like, we're so indoctrinated to just our custom of living and how things are, and just, nigga, it's the Roman circus. It's the Roman circus, bro. Whenever you want to not let people know what's going on, nigga, you just give the people what they want, which is distract them. It's just a bunch of full of bullshit ass games. Mm-hmm. You know, whether it be wrestling or
football.
Everything is something for everybody.
Exactly. And it's more and more shit.
And it's more and more shit, bro.
Under the guys of a vice.
Exactly, bro. But
hobby.
like, and then, you know, I talked about it much later, but then the Matrix just made so much more sense to me. It was like
through a whole new light.
Right.
Nigga took that fucking pill, man.
What? But bro, I again, all praise the Most High, but bro, like, he thought about me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's the way I like to look.
Yeah.
He thought about me, like, all right, you know what? Hey, it's your time to wake up now. Now, whatever you do with it, that's on you, but it's your time. Like, nigga, I'll never forget that. And you talk about having, you know, you can call it favor, you can call it just, you know, waking up Israel, bro. But, you know, that scripture always comes back to me, you know, before I formed in thy belly, I knew who you are. I ordained thee to be a prophet.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And I didn't understand that scripture all the way fully up until, you know, recently. But, like, nigga, we're all prophets, because we're the only people that got the law.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's scary, but it's humbling, man. And, you know, it's a great responsibility, because, nigga, we got a lot of work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I appreciate SICARRI for that, bro. All the Akim out there, not just SICARRI, but just anybody who's doing the work. You know what I'm saying? Laboring, and, you know.
everybody, bro. But you know, specifically SICARRI, just because you know I'm a SICARRI.
Down with the turf. You know what the fuck going on.
You know.
Yeah, bro. Man. Yeah, that's a powerful testimony. We'll wrap things up here. I want to again plug today's sponsor, which is the Harlem Hellfighters. Y'all make sure to support that Kickstarter campaign. And we're going to give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai. Say shalom.
Shalom.